So let's begin. We'll kind of like recap a little bit in case anybody forgot what happened. But we let's see. You guys went ahead and did the mission for the pirates. Kind of go undercover, and you ambush the wagons. In the middle of this ambush, you got attacked by a vampire who seemed to be killing everything. You dispatched him, took the remainder of all the supplies, put it on the 2 carts, and decided to split up. So, anything else you guys want to add?
We took those, what are those, white-looking satchels, and we
They're
took all of them and brought
canisters.
them. Yeah, the canisters. We
They're-
did take those.
Yeah.
We took
We didn't
all,
put those.
they're all in the bag of holding, and Hector currently has the bag of holding. And for some reason, he didn't want me to read off everything that was in the bag of holding, so he could put it in his inventory sheet.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to, reiterate that we do have the canisters.
Yeah, you guys have the canisters, and the guard group. Well, I guess we'll say the guard group, but like Vasen.
Everyone
Kolos.
but Vatoris and Meglar, or Yuri. Is Meglar with them, or is he still with us, technically?
Meglar is not with you. We're gonna put Meglar back at home on the ship since he wasn't here last session anyway, and he didn't do anything. So we're just gonna say he's back in Seaton.
Having diarrhea.
Yeah.
The ex-pirate seasick.
All right, so that's what we're gonna say. So I'm gonna kind of probably like jump around between you guys since you are split, so we're not just sitting for an hour hearing one side of the story.
Conversation.
Yeah. So, all right. So we're gonna open up, and you guys see these 2 wagons strolling through the forest. There's some thick overbrush, and who's driving the first? There's the first wagon.
Yuri, I'm following him because he knows where we're going. I do not.
Where are we going? Are we going to the safe house?
You're the one with the map.
Well, technically nobody has the map. You guys saw the map, so Yuri leads the way in the lead cart, and you guys are headed back towards the area which you saw on the map, where it kind of turns off to a point that leads back into the woods. So this is about a 3-mile trip from the ambush point to the little side road. So as you guys kind of like go at it like a normal speed through the forest with all your supplies until the carts are pretty much loaded down, but the horses seem to be handling it fine. This is a pretty traveled road, but you guys have a few minutes on this 3-mile trip if you want to discuss anything before you get to the turnoff.
Did Yuri tell them his name?
To Captain Urgent, I don't think he did.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Yuri know that probably shouldn't use our real names.
So you just start yelling back or up to Yuri. Yuri's.
Is the road wide enough for me to pull up next to him?
Yeah.
I'll pull up next to him so I don't have to like scream so people can hear me for miles.
Okay. Yeah. So you easily pull up next to the side of him. I have a little map that you can probably use.
Nice.
Ooh, can you even move the carts around?
I can.
Nice.
And actually, I could even put you on the cart that you are on.
I think I can put myself on a cart.
Oh, I just put you on there. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
So are we on these carts alone?
Yep, you're on one cart, I'm on the other. Meglar's back on the ship. Meglar's tum-tum hurt. Yuri. Hey,
Alright.
dwarf.
So you're flagging me down?
Yeah,
Stop the cart, look over.
we don't gotta stop the cart. We can just slow it down to like a nice slow walk.
Alright, slow walk. I look over at Vatoris. What do you want, Vatoris?
We shouldn't be using our real names. So you're gonna have to come up with an alias. Fake name.
What's your alias?
Oren.
Oren?
What's yours?
I guess I'm just gonna be Yuri.
That's not an alias, Yuri. What's your brother's name?
Hobby.
Just tell him your name's Hobby. And I'll call you Hobby throughout this encounter. And if you ask why this went tits up, it's all the vampire's fault.
Where do you think the vampire came from, anyway?
Don't know. Hope maybe the others have are starting to look into that, trying to figure that out. We need to focus on the task at hand, though.
Well, you're the one holding us up.
Lead the way, Hobby.
All right, so you guys travel down the trail for another mile or two, and it kind of opens up into like a small clearing, and you see a figure standing at the side of the forest, and he's wearing a tricorn hat. He's got this red bandana around his face, and he kind of steps out of the brush and just puts his arm up to motion you guys over. So Yuri slows his horse and takes the wagon and yields off into the forest. Vatoris follows behind. You guys kind of slow down as this trail definitely thins out, and you're at the point where it's just barely wide enough for the horse and the wagon. It's real ruddy and super muddy, and it's real dark as you get back deeper into the forest. You follow this trail for probably a good quarter mile until it starts turning around a bend, and as you get around the bend, just in the distance, another eighth of a mile or so ahead, you see what looks like a warehouse, like a barn, basically, out in the forest. And you can see there's another these similar sort of figure standing in front of the barn, and he's kind of like motioning you guys in as you draw closer. And we'll put you over here.
So we just strolled past the first person?
Yeah, he led you down the path, and then you follow the trail to it looks like this large barn, basically. So you guys, I don't know what you can see here. So you stand on the outside, and you can see this this other guy who appears to be another one of these sea princes. He motions you closer to the barn door, and he goes to one side, and it's just massive door. He goes and unlocks it, and you see him just kind of pull the door open, and it swings pretty easily on its hinge. And as it opens up, you see this large warehouse, and then the sides of it are all crates and barrels and boxes all stacked up around the sides. There's several like shady looking individuals walking around. They're going through some of the crates, and as you enter, there's a large man in full looking armor, heavy armor, and he kind of like motions for you guys and says like, bring it in. As you guys pull the wagons into the center of this barn, the guy behind you shuts the door, and you hear it slam tightly, and the interior of the barn just kind of like is dimly lit with a bit of torchlight and a few lanterns that are kind of around the corners of the room. So let me open this up.
Are there any windows?
So yeah, there's several windows in this barn. So on the sides, you see several windows as you kind of pull your carts in, and you can see like some of the windows are actually kind of covered up in boxes and stuff. So there's not a whole lot of moonlight really coming through those, but you do see as you pull in Vatoris, there's a door on the eastern side of the building, and there's another large barn door to the north side of the building, almost like you could just drive right through the barn. So Yuri, I'm gonna put you also on the map here.
Should I not have put myself on the map?
No, you're perfect. You're fine. So you guys both enter the room and pull the horses in, and this guy he said, bring it in, boys, right here, and you guys stop the horses, and instantly a bunch of these guys start coming over to the wagon, and they start just unloading stuff. And the guy walks up to you, Yuri, and he's like, well, only two of you, huh? What happened? Did you run into some trouble?
He went up to Yuri.
To Yuri, yeah.
Well, Yuri just said, fuck you.
He soiled his britches.
He's like, "Enough done. Rage quit."
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
All right. What did I miss?
Okay. All right. So you bring the horses in, and this guy who's a slightly larger guy in full metal armor. He comes walking up to you, Yuri, and he says, "What happened? Just the two of you?"
Yeah, we ran into a little bit of trouble.
Should we be alarmed? Are the authorities on their way?
I don't think so. We were pretty careful not to be followed.
All right. Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Nice. So he's like, "Oh, all right. Well, let me go get the boss then." So he calls out. He walks over around the wagon, over towards that door, and he just kind of yells towards the closed door. And he's like, "Go back! The wagons have arrived!" And so at this point, like, you see the rest of the those guys. They start like surrounding the wagon, and they are pulling down the crates, and they're kind of using the buddy system, pulling these crates off, and kind of nicely stacking them, and then working their way, like rummaging through them. And Vatoris, you kind of like get a glimpse at like what they're like opening up some of these crates, and there's like shovels and pickaxes. You see like lanterns, some of the smaller ones that they open up. You see just like mounds of gold inside of these things. And within that time, like another 20 seconds, 30 seconds later, the door opens up to the east, and this large Goliath of a man walks through the door. He stands roughly around 7 foot tall. He's got this grizzled face, and he looks very, very rough, serious individual. And he's like, "Aye, which one's the leader?" And the guy, "Well, I think it's the dwarf over there." So he walks around and comes over to you, Yuri, which you're probably still sitting on the horse or on the top of the wagon, right?
I am.
So he's like basically like eye level with you, and he's just looking over it right in your face, and he's just like, well, looks like you did good. How come there's only two of you though? The other guy, he kind of yells back, goes, "Well, they said they had some trouble." Trouble? And he looks over and he sees the dead guard hanging out on the back of your cart. He goes, "Looks like you got them all though, huh?"
Yeah, there was a vampire too, but we took care of him.
What the hell's a vampire?
A creature. An evil creature.
Oh shit, never heard one of those. Well, you boys must have done good. I definitely put a good word in with Argent for you.
Yeah, piece of cake.
So
Nothing.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say nothing we couldn't handle.
Well, that's what I like to hear. Hop on down. Let me get your payment for you.
Yuri hops down fast as can be. As soon as he hears the word payment.
What are you doing, Vatoris?
He's like really tall, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's huge. He's at least 7 foot tall.
I'll walk around. I'll hop off mine. And I will...
My head's like belly level with him.
Yeah, basically.
If I get up on Yuri's wagon, I'll be able to. Will I just look him in the eye if I get up on Yuri's wagon? Just stand there.
Yeah, I mean, so the wagon is probably a good like 4 or 5 feet off the ground. So you probably be, if you were standing up on the wagon, you'd probably be looking down on him technically.
Oh well, then I'll walk around and I'll stand behind Yuri. How tall are the windows off the floor?
So the windows are probably a good like 4 foot off the floor. But they extend to probably another like 4 foot high.
Noted.
So, but the boxes probably cover about half of the window. So, basically, you can kind of like observe that like they may have strategically put the boxes there, so if anybody were kind of like peeking through the window on the outside, that they wouldn't really be able to see anything.
Makes sense.
So this guy he sticks out his hand and he's like, Govac's the name. Who might you be? And he holds his hand out to you, Yuri.
Like to shake my hand?
Yeah, to shake your hand.
I grab his hand with a sturdy, give him a sturdy shake. Name's Hobby.
Nice to meet you, Javi. True warrior, I see. And how about you, my human friend?
I shake his hand. Name's Orin.
Now, so tell me, who do you guys work for? Are you affiliated? I don't see any patches.
Not affiliated yet.
Right answer. And so he says, "Here, follow me. Well, let's settle up, and you guys can hang out with the boys and get yourself something to eat." So he kind of like brings you back towards this door on the side of the building, and he opens the door and kind of like ushers you through, and you kind of like cross outside, and you see there's a separate building outside, and it's a little bit smaller. It's got windows all around it. This appears to be like a little more of a finer building, maybe more like an office sort of thing. And as you enter, there's a desk and like a big, what looks like a ledger sitting on top of the desk, and some paperwork, a cabinet in the northern corner, just a simple bed in the center of the room. In the northwestern part of the room, in the corner, you see a chair, and at the chair there's a man. He looks human. He's bound. He's gagged. He's manacled to the chair. As you walk in, he looks in pretty rough shape and kind of like barely conscious. So Govac brings you into the room, and he walks over. So let me see here. He walks over to the cabinet, and he pulls out a large footlocker, and he slaps it on the bed, and he opens it up, and he pulls out 2 big coin purses, and here, there's $2.50 for each of you.
Yuri excitingly, I guess you can say, takes the coin purse, looks over at Vatoris, hoping he would give me his coin purse.
Vatoris pockets his purse. Was this supposed to be for the whole group? All 10 of us?
No, dead men get no rewards. This is yours, and this is your shares.
So, Yuri looks up at the guy leader and says, "Hell of an operation you got going on here."
You like it, huh? Anytime you have any stolen goods, you bring them here, and I'll pay you real nicely.
Mind telling me where all this stuff's coming from?
Where it's coming from? From the wagons, just like you just robbed, my friend. We take what we want, and we trash the rest, or leave it stored here. The money helps support the princess.
I like it.
Alright, I like you. I think you're gonna do fine in this organization. What was the name again?
Name's Hobby.
Javi. I'll remember you, Javi.
Who's the bastard in the corner?
Oh, you like this little piggy?
Just wondering who the guest is.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. The boys caught this little piggy snooping around outside. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Since, you two are so ruthless killers, how about you do the honors and finish this little piggy off?
Why don't we just cut his feet off?
Ah! I like the way you think. And when you say that, the guy starts like coming to, and he's like mumbling something. Don't listen to him. He says he was just wandering by, passing through. I think it's all bullshit. I think he's spying on us. He's part of the kingdom. I think Scotty himself sent this guy here, looking to foil our little operation.
Oh, King Scotty. Can't wait to break my axe handle on his ass.
Yeah, maybe we can send a message to this one here and show him what we do to the nasty little piggies.
What do you think, Oren?
I think it's the we are technically not affiliated with the organization. We're merely mercs for hire.
What are you talking about?
I am currently unaffiliated.
So you're saying you won't kill this guy?
I do nothing for free.
You just killed a whole bunch of guards, and you can't just kill this one simple, useless traveler?
I do nothing for free.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to pay you for killing this guy. I could just come over here right now and just finish it off. But maybe your loyalties are not quite where you say they are. Argent was hiring pirates for this, not mercs.
Unaffiliated. I am not affiliated.
Not yet.
I hope to be, but as of yet, I am not.
So go ahead, Yuri, make a perception check.
Oh.
All right, so Yuri, as this is all happening, you're just Vatoris is like talking to this guy, and this guy, you notice like the guy is like starting to get a little agitated that you guys aren't just like killing this guy, but you're kind of just like distracted at the fact that you have this big old sack of gold in your hand, Yuri. So at this point, Govak walks over to the guy, and he just kind of backhands him. He goes, "Shut up, you son of a bitch!"
Yuri just starts laughing. He walks over. How about I suggest we just take this guy with us, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to see what I'm going to do to him.
Well, of course I want to see what you're going to do to him. How do I know you really are who you say you are? It's kind of funny that you're the only two that came back. After what? How many were there? 6, 8, 10 of you?
Can't help we were sent with incompetent people.
Make another persuasion check. Yeah. I guess perhaps you're right. I've been around. It's been hard to find some good work lately. Yeah. Vatoris, while he's distracting him, talking to him, go ahead. You go ahead and make a perception check as well. All right. So you notice that you look over at this man, and he has a pendant around his neck, and it's kind of like sticking out from his robes. And you notice that it's kind of a two dragon symbol, like kind of in the shape of like a yin yang, and you've noticed this symbol before.
Would I remember where?
Yeah, you remember seeing this before on the Emperor of the Wastes. You've seen this symbol, something that is pertaining to. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and make a history check.
History.
All right, yeah. So you definitely know that this is
Shit.
like this is the symbol associated with Vasen's his monastery.
Oh, fuck me.
Is this like a medallion?
Yeah, like a necklace. So, are you gonna kill this guy or what? And then all of a sudden you see Govak. He like pulls his 2 scimitars like out of their holsters off of his hip, and he's like, "Maybe I'll just do it for you. Then we'll all just go have a grog."
Grog. So Yuri takes out his axe and just buries it in this guy's chest.
Okay, so make an attack roll. Nice. So yeah, you bring out the axe and you just hit him for 10 points of slashing damage, and the guy just slumps over and he seems lifeless. Govak says, "Ah, that was great, Javi. You're gonna fit in real nice." And he like pats you on the back. He puts his scimitars away, and he kicks the body, and then he says, "Let's go join the boys." And he escorts you, Javi, out with him, kind of like got his arm like down like on your shoulder, like he's like your new best friend. And he kind of leaves you a little bit Vatoris behind. So what do you guys want to do?
Give me a second. I gotta go through my inventory, make sure I still have it. Please tell me I have it. Okay. I wanna dump a potion of healing into his mouth. The one I have.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and roll 2d4s plus 2. Oof.
5.
So this guy who looks like he's like seriously hurt, like bad, like the health potion, it seemed to like kind of like spark something in him to keep him clinging to life, but the blood is just like pouring like really heavily from his chest from Yuri's axe. He doesn't look like he's going to be around for very long.
I didn't try to sugarcoat that or nothing. I buried that shit right in his chest.
Yeah, so Govak takes you, Javi, out to the main room, and you see like the rest of the workers. They're all like finished stacking all the supplies, and they ended up taking the wagons and the horses with the wagons, and they like escort them out the back of the barn. You see the back doors open now, and a bunch of the guys are all like kind of like relaxing now, and they all just start, grabbing something to eat and drink, and they're all just kind of laughing like, we're getting paid today. And you see a couple of them like going through and counting some of the gold and stuff. Govak's like, all right, make yourself at home, Javi. We have horses out back. We can make our way back to the city tomorrow.
I look up at Govak and say, I appreciate it, but what's really interesting me is that medallion around your neck.
What the fuck are you talking about? What medallion around my neck?
You didn't see the medallion. It's not on his neck. It's on the guy you just chopped's neck.
Oh. Never mind. So how about that drink?
It seems like you've already had a few drinks. I thought you dwarfs could hold your liquor. And then he just kind of looks puzzled, and he just goes off and he starts whispering something to the dude with the armor on. All right, Vatoris, what are you doing? You have like a minute before anybody notices that you're still hanging out in the
I'm
office.
trying to see if I have anything to try and stop the bleeding. Fuck, I keep looking in the bag of holding and I don't have
Well,
bag of
go
holding
go
on
ahead
there.
and make a medicine check. I'll let you like try to stabilize him. I mean, I'm sure you have something in your power. You could just try to make a tourniquet, do something to put some pressure on the wound, like somebody that would be bleeding profusely.
Medicine.
Nice. So yeah, you kind of like kneel next to him and you try your best to stop the bleeding and you like rip part of your clothes, your shirt, and you start like wrapping it around his torso, and he starts like trying to breathe calmer. I mean, you're like telling him like, hey, like stay with me, buddy, and he seems like stable for the moment, but he's still tied to the chair and he's definitely jacked up.
Is he unconscious?
No, he's conscious, like he's barely conscious. So.
Oh, I'm debating.
Like-
Shit.
Put him out of his misery.
I don't want to get the shit kicked out of me by a monk. Oh, decisions. I hate these. I see two things. One, I tell him he's going to have to pretend to be dead. Or two, wait, I might have just seen the third one.
So Yuri, what are you doing while you're still kind of standing in the room awkwardly near everybody else?
I'm eyeballing down the big guy. Wondering where Vatoris is. So, I say to the two guys, how about that drink?
So they bring you over and over up to the corner up here, and they have a little table set up, and there's a big old cask of ale, and they got some like makeshift wooden cups that they've got over there, and they're like, help yourself. Most of
Big
these
ol'-
boys, they stay here at the barn and they'll protect the goods, but some of us, well, we take the horses and get back into town and come back. But now that I feel like I can trust you, you're not going to go tell anybody where this place is, right?
Take a big old swig of the drink. Ah, tastes like piss.
What the hell are you talking about, piss? This is some fine grog.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I just start laughing.
And the other guy comes up there and he starts laughing too. They're all like, not sure how to make a view of being a dwarf.
Like they really haven't seen dwarfs before.
No, like all the guys that you notice here, they're all human, except for the boss, who definitely seems to be not quite human. He seems, like half giant. He's a big dude.
I'm going to lean over and whisper to the guy, pretend to be dead. And then I'm...
That shouldn't be so hard to do, because I'm pretty much dying.
Well, try not to. I'm going to try and get you back to Vossen.
Vossen.
And then I'm going to wander back out here. How drunk is everyone?
Make a perception check.
Well, I did a 10 on those, so let's see if we can do better.
Nice.
It keeps disappearing.
So you look around and nobody really seems too drunk. Like the big guy definitely seems like super sober, but the other guy that seems like the second in command guy wearing the heavy armor, he seems like a little tipsy, and he actually like leaned his axe up against the crate, and he's definitely in like full blown like chill mode now. Yuri looks like he's got a nice buzz started as he's chugging some piss grog.
Ah, Orin. Come have a drink with me.
I don't drink on the job.
Ah, pussy. Ha ha.
The boss and the other pirate, they both look at Vatoris also. They're like, "Yeah, pussy, you don't drink." This guy picks up his axe and he starts walking closer to you.
Why are you being hostile?
What do you mean you don't like to drink? You don't like to have fun?
I said not while I'm on the job.
The job's done, buddy. You got paid.
All right then.
Do we have to worry about you? I sure hope not. And he starts like taking his axe and like plopping it on his hand, kind of like threatening towards you.
Then I will take the grog from Yuri and down it all in one shot.
And they all go, "Arr, yeah!" And it seems at that point that the tension's kind of broke.
This is a nice setup out you got right here. How'd you guys get this building?
Oh, it's something we just borrowed from some farmers that were out here.
Are they still out back?
They're still out back, all right.
I start laughing. So, Oren, I guess we're welcome to stay the night. What do you think about that?
I have places to be and things to do. Is there anything else? How do you join this organization?
Oh, you just have to go to the Crimson Sky and talk to Captain Argent. And seeing as how I'm going to head out there myself tomorrow, you could go with me and I'll put a good word in for you. He's the recruiter of all the sea princes in the area, the local chapter.
Well, with all due respect, we like to travel at night.
Well, travel at night, it could be dangerous on the road, but I suppose.
Do you need us to take these wagons somewhere, or can we just take the horses?
No. These are now property of the sea princes.
So, we're walking then?
I suppose if you're not spending the night here with us.
You want us to bury the slob that you got over there?
No. I'll take care of him in the morning. In fact, I think I'm going to turn in pretty soon. It's getting a little late.
How are they doing on unloading the carts?
The carts are all unloaded. Everybody's like out and about. They're all kind of like just kind of bullshitting with each other, and all the work appears to be done. And even the horses and the wagons, they're actually pulled out back. They're not even in the barn anymore.
These carts don't move?
No, they do not.
Well, we can hang. I guess I'll hang around till everyone starts going off to bed or getting like shit-faced hammered.
Okay. Yuri, what's your plan?
Well, I guess I'm gonna discuss with Oren whether we're gonna stay the night or whether we're gonna walk.
I'm gonna tell Navi to we'll stay for an hour to hang out, let him get his drink on or whatever he's got going on, and then we'll head out.
All right, so while you guys are doing that, the boss, Kovac, you see him go back, and he says, "Well, it's been nice doing business with you boys. Hopefully you'll be here tomorrow, and we'll take a nice ride. We'll have a nice little chat back to Seaton, and I got some good leads and some good ships that could use some good crew members like yourselves. So, just enjoy the time with the fellas." And he heads back to the office and back to his bed. So at that point, you guys are kind of like discussing things, and the other guy, the second in command, you see him kind of like walking around, and he's drinking, and he's just kind of chatting it up with some of the guys, and but the whole time you guys kind of notice as you're kind of like off by yourself, he keeps kind of glancing back in your direction and just keeping an eye on you.
I'm fine with that. I guess essentially just I guess for like the next hour or so, just try and ingratiate myself with them. You know, shoot the shit with them, talk to them, maybe listen to their sea stories.
Sure. Yeah, so a good hour or two go by, and again, like the more that you guys are kind of like drinking and just kind of blending in with these guys, they all start kind of leveling out. Mostly like the regular guys, the workers and pirates. They all seem to really just be fine with you. It's just the guy that's like the head
In armor?
The guy in the armor. He's not as suspicious as you kind of stay the night. He's starting to believe that you guys are just gonna, you just didn't know what to do, and you're gonna stay the night. And he seems a little bit more secure with you now. But for the most part, the rest of the guys think you're cool. And then you see some of them. They start heading upstairs. There's a loft to the barn, and a few of them they eventually head off. They're like, we're gonna turn in for the night. It's been a long day, so. Then you see the armored guy. He's still kind of like hanging around. He leaves his axe on one side. He doesn't even have his axe with him, and he's just kind of drinking back over by that table where all the alcohol was. So him and another guy are just kind of still just drinking, playing cards. So for the most part, you guys, some of the lantern light starts dimming a little bit, and you guys are feeling that it's getting pretty late now, and you feel like you're kind of in the clear, so to say.
I'll just say to Vatoris, I think we should sleep for the night and catch a ride in the morning.
I think I'm gonna head out tonight. If you wish to stay the night, you may. But
You'd rather walk than catch a ride?
yes.
Well, I'm not. We already split. I'm not splitting up, so I guess I'm gonna leave too.
Did we catch the head guard's name?
No, you didn't. Well, I guess you'd say like it throughout the night, like he never introduced himself, but you heard others talking like to him and about him. So you caught the gist that his name is Samuel.
Gotcha. How does Samuel look right now? Like, is he tired? Does he look like he's gonna stay up?
He looks like he can party all night long, but like I said, him and this other random dude, they're sitting at the table, they're playing cards. It looks like they're having a good time. They're pretty distracted, but they don't look like they're ready to call it a night or anything.
All right, who is this guy?
Which guy?
This guy down here.
So that's one of the guards. He's probably outside on patrol or whatever. I mean,
All right.
Do you want to go? I mean, I'll go tell these guys.
Nah, we'll just quietly slip out the door. We'll make our way down. We never said we were actually going to stay the night. It was just offered.
Oh, do you think we should just tell them we're leaving? Instead of just sneaking out, looks pretty suspicious.
wasn't gonna say sneak. I'd have left the door, but yeah, if you want, we can let the. Why do you gotta be on top of me, man?
I'll tell him. So I walk up to the big guy. Samuel, right?
Yeah, that's the name. You want
Nice.
in? You want me to deal you in? I know you got plenty of gold on you now. And he kind of like pats at the coin purse on your waist.
We're actually gonna take off. Boss said we could leave if we wanted.
That he did, but are you sure? You guys seem like you fit in with us here.
I mean, I agree, but
I hope to do more business in the future, but money's starting. There's some things I want to buy in Seaton. I'd like to get to the shops as soon as they open.
he likes as soon as he gets his payment, he likes to go. So
Some of the
Okay, I guess I can't hold that against you. Suit yourself, but don't touch my fucking horse. I'll have to kill you. And he just has like a smile on his face.
wouldn't dream of it. Good luck in your card game.
Thanks. And he just kind of like side eyes you and turns his head back to the guy in his card game. But they're both completely silent at this point.
I'm sure I'll be seeing you guys again.
Sure.
I hope anyway.
Walk out. This is the door, right? And it leads out to.
So this is the door that leads out like to the little. There's like a little alleyway between the barn and the office.
I'll go through that, and then I'll go down the alleyway, and in between the alleyway and the office.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow behind, making sure I have my coin purse on me.
Okay. So both of you guys can make a perception check.
Perception. Are you serious? Screenshot that shit, because that's never going to happen again. Maybe my dice luck is turning after 2 years of playing D&D.
I don't know about that.
2 nat 20s in a row?
So you guys kind of walk out and you kind of like sneak your way up along the side of the building before you start really like getting out into the open space. As you walk by the windows of the office, you kind of glance over and you see the boss there, Govak. You know, he's sound asleep on his bed. In the distance, you see the monk kind of like squirming in the corner. It's like trying to like gnaw with his teeth at the ropes that are tied around his hands. But at the same time, with that natural 20, you happen to see down in like the grove of trees down here, you see one of the guards that you saw that was when you came in. He's like patrolling around the perimeter.
Did they show us out back or anything, or no?
No.
Alright.
I really think we should have stayed the night.
If we get out of this, you'll be lucky if Austin doesn't murder you.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about that.
I say quietly. Let me get a lay of the land. Was this a window?
So when you were in that room, you saw that was a door.
That was a door. That could help. Alright. Has this guard seen us?
Not currently. You guys haven't really stepped out past the building yet. You're kind of in the shadows in the dark. Because remember, it's pretty late at night right now. So
I want to walk away like walk out and then start walking, bid the guard there good night, and then I want to start walking down the road, probably a good 500 feet or so. Am I still in the woods?
Yeah, you're down the path, like you're down that narrow path, headed back towards the main road. And the guard, he sees you and he just kind of nods his hat as you walk by.
I tip my hood to him because I don't have a hat on. I should have bought a hat, damn it.
I'm shuffling right on behind.
Okay. Yeah, so the guard, he pays you guys no mind as you kind of make your way back to the main road.
All right, about halfway back to the main road, in the woods, I want to start stealthing around through the woods as quiet as possible.
All right, so you guys make some stealth checks. You're obviously at disadvantage.
And once we're well away, I'll let Yuri know that I believe that to be a friend of Austin's, and I can't leave him there.
Hey, real quick, what armor is Yuri wearing?
He is wearing heavy mariner's armor.
Oh, I thought it was a breastplate. Never mind.
No.
Never mind. Just checking.
So, granted, you guys are like far enough from you're like 500 feet from the barn, but Yuri is definitely not quiet. As you know, he's like a friend of Vassen's. He's like just yells it out.
Wait.
No intentions of being quiet. I'm just fat and loud and.
All right, so while all this is going on, so it's late at night, and so the rest of you guys, we'll kind of jump over to you guys a little bit as you're kind of making your way back on your summoned horses that Hector conjured up, and you guys are riding back to Seaton, kind of through I think you guys were headed back towards like the main trade road back north up to Seaton, and it's like a couple hours ride.
Oh, I thought it was like an hour.
No.
Well, fuck. We're not going to make it all the way then, boys.
Yeah, your horses aren't going to last that long.
I kind of thought that, but I mean, we could rest because it's going to be.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, yeah, theoretically, I don't know if you can take a short rest and stuff, but I don't know like how many spell slots.
Yeah, I was supposed to say I don't know if you could resummon them.
Oh no. That's why I asked last week. Like how I thought we were like within. That's why I asked. I thought I'd asked if we were like within an hour of.
From the small towns, not from the city.
Yeah. I think we wanted to go to a small town.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then go back. That's I think the ideal plan, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So yeah, I'd say you guys are probably a good hour away from like the nearest little small village that the wagon had stopped on along the way.
Yeah, if we can go there, get like maybe a cart, some horses. I know it's dark. It's probably gonna be too late to like get anything, but see if we can't get some fucking blankets to roll these bodies up in, so they're not quite so suspicious or obvious. Or maybe put them in a cart.
Oh, we took the bodies with us. I thought we buried them out in the woods.
You guys buried the bodies out in the woods, like in shallow graves.
Wait, okay. I am so fucked up. I thought we like took them with us because we talked about burying.
No. I think we all agreed that we couldn't bring them with us because people carrying dead bodies through towns are gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's why I was a little confused. There's a lot going on in the last session.
Yeah, so I think we decided to bury them and hope no one found them by the time the other part of our crew did what they had to do.
If that was the case, then I would like to, before we bury them, burn their faces. I have magic. I'll just burn them a bit. And
sure, I'll say that like as you did that, you kind of like scarred them up and like hid their identities, ripped out their teeth, no dental records, burned their fingerprints off.
Yeah, nothing to show who they were or what they were.
But there's still DNA.
Yeah, well, if they do a DNA test, then yeah, maybe.
If you guys are burning off fingerprints and ripping teeth out, you might as well go all the way and just fucking incinerate them.
But yeah, that's fine. So you guys kind of like disfigure these bodies enough to, so their poor families will never know, what happened to their loved ones, their pirate loved ones.
Yeah, I was about to say, poor pirate family.
They still have
So,
family.
I mean,
just
we're
because they're
with guards
pirates.
too, right?
Yeah, you guys are still with the guards. That's right, because there's like four or five guards that were still
Yeah, I
with
think
you.
only one
of them actually
got
died.
killed. Yeah, and that was the vampire killed it.
Yeah, and that body is on the wagon that's back in the warehouse.
And we have the vampire skull, right?
Yes, we made sure. I made sure to take that.
I think you guys just left the ashes there on the ground. I don't think we did anything with the ashes.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that was left was a skull and smashes. So
All right, then yeah, we're gonna head for the nearest town and either get some horses or an inn or something.
Yeah, so it's late at night. You guys make your way to this little village that you guys know because you went through there on your way, and it's just called Maryville. And it's just like this little tiny, quaint town. It's got like there's no inn. But there is a tavern, of course. There's a couple little farms. That's pretty much it. And there's like a little general store. But as you guys like stroll into town, the store's closed. There's a few people in the bar, and other than that, most of the homes you see that there's no lights on. People go to bed early. This is a pretty quiet little farming village.
How long did it take us to get here?
About an hour.
Ah, shit. Okay, and it's probably like an hour to the next town as well.
Yeah,
roughly?
yeah. There was like 2 or 3 little towns that you guys stopped along the way before you made your way to the ambush point.
If we kind of to the guards now, if asking about the best way to get back, you think if we cut through the woods, we can make it back to the city tonight on foot in a reasonable amount of time, or is that a no go?
So the guards tell you like, well, you could shave some time by taking the direct path through the woods, but first of all, it's dark out, and second, there's could be some dangerous things in the woods. These we're still somewhat close to the drowned forest. It's only a few hundred miles from here. It could be many things that leave that wretched area and head this way. Not that I'm scared or anything, but just saying.
If we can make it back within a couple of hours, then I can get us through the woods fairly efficiently.
Well, so the guards all kind of like agree, like, yeah, I suppose. I mean, you guys seem to know more than we do.
Colors and Voss, and you guys down to take a shortcut?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't know how well it's gonna work actually, because they don't have dark vision. So
None of us do.
I do.
So 2 of us do. I don't. I have drunk vision. That's it.
So essentially, it's gonna probably take you twice as long because you're moving at half the speed through the forest in the dark.
Yeah.
I mean, I could light my shield.
Yeah, I could make light too. I have torches and stuff, but I just was worried about like drawing attention to us.
Yeah.
True.
Well, either way, it's going to take us an hour to get to wherever we got to go. Even if we take the shortcut through the woods to the main city, it's going to take an hour. Or if we take the path, it's going to take an hour just to get to the next little town. And you said the tavern's open, right?
Yeah, the tavern's open.
Maybe someone in the tavern has at least a couple horses, and then I don't know if the guards want to just stay at the tavern and fucking change their clothes and leave under civilian clothes the next day, and we could fucking travel just the 3 of us on horseback if they have them to rent or buy.
Or
I mean,
just 4 horses, but
I don't know if you want to spend the night here.
yeah, I mean. So here's the thing: I have a scroll I could use to get us more horses for an hour, but we'd have to make pretty good time to make it back on time. Or I have Pass Without Trace prepared. We can go through the woods, probably undetected.
Keyword.
All 9 of us?
Yeah. Especially I have I can summon my owl again and have him pick a path for us. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of risky rolls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is, but it's also only an hour, so it's not.
Yeah. I mean, how long? It's like an hour and a half to the next our actual city through the woods.
An hour and a half to the next little town.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Each town's probably like a good hour's walk between them.
Gotcha.
So how far away are we from the main, like our main scene?
You were. I think it was like 30 miles.
Oh, never mind. That's too far.
Yeah, we're not gonna make it tonight. We'll have to stop and sleep somewhere.
So by foot, yeah, it's gonna take you like 8 hours on foot, but a horseback is gonna cut the time in half, essentially.
We probably should have had a meeting point.
So I think maybe just try to get see if we could buy horses. If we can't, we're gonna have to fucking have the guards fucking change outfits so they're not so obvious and fucking hide.
At that point, I look down and realize I'm still wearing the guard's clothes and go, "Oh yeah, that's."
Oh shit.
You know, because what if someone comes to this town and is like, wow, a bunch of guards just showed up randomly at fucking late night on fucking such and such day?
Yeah. So the armor is just regular armor, and then they're wearing like cloaks essentially.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
cloaks with the symbol, right?
Yeah.
So as we're having this discussion, I assume they're like standing around us still.
Yeah, yeah, they're all right there with you. They're kind of like following your lead.
Well,
Yeah.
so deferring to you guys, you think it's better to? I mean, I would say just take your cloaks off because that way you're not recognized. But if you think it's safe with them on, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. But I start taking my cloak off. I know what I'd prefer to be at the moment.
I just look at him and say I would lose the cloaks, or we need to be as discreet as possible. We just are trying to deceive some shady people. They already sent shadows after us once. You never know if they have shadows here. So I implore the guards to lose their fucking cloaks.
Yeah, so they have no problem doing what you guys say. So they take the cloaks off and they kind of toss them off in a pile into the woods. They're like, we'll get more.
Yeah.
I burn those as well.
Unless could you just incinerate those?
Yes.
And then I look at the guards and say, "Do you have a problem staying here the night?"
No, we just want to get back home to our families. So if staying here the night is the best course of action, then that's what we shall do.
Well, might I suggest you stagger yourselves in the bar so you're not all going in at once, and ask for lodging.
No, okay, if you think that's wise, that's what we'll do.
And we'll try to get. How do you think we can make it on the road to the next town before it gets too late tonight?
Yeah, you could probably make it on the road to the next town, no problem.
So I think maybe we should do that. Like, have some of them split up, and then us continue on the road.
We're just gonna leave them here and figure they can fend for themselves. Or you
I mean, it's not like I just don't know what to do really with them. Like, if they come with us, it's going to be wicked shady that a group of 10 people are walking down the road, than just like a regular 4 guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just seems shady to have a mob of people technically walking at late at night down the road to village. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm down.
So that's the only way I'm thinking in my head about it.
Yeah, makes
Cole,
sense.
what do you think?
A couple of the guards should stay here. A couple of them come down with us to the next town, stay at that town, and we keep going. If we can.
And split them up. We could do that.
That way it's still not a whole group of guards going in. You know, how many travelers do they get this late at night?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And we could do whatever, like your spell, so we can't get detected. We'll just stay on the outskirts of the road and just follow the road and like dump people off at each town as we go. I guess it'd probably be stay out of sight kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But stay kind of safe towards the road. Does that seem reasonable?
Reasonable to me.
Yep.
All right. So how many
So, yeah.
guards are you guys gonna leave in this town then?
I've
How
lost
many?
track.
How many guards total do we have?
So I think 6 came with us, right?
Yeah, 6
No.
came with you.
I thought it was 7 that came with us.
Oh, 7 guards. Yeah, 5 guards are still alive plus you
When's
guys.
it-
So there's 5 guards.
So if we leave
Alright.
3 here, and we'll take 2 with us.
That'll work. Yeah.
Okay.
And still have them stagger to like going into the bar, so like they're gonna have to wait like every hour or so, or 2 hours, or you know what I mean, like 20 minutes. Don't like fucking walk in holding each other's dicks.
And they say, don't worry about us. We know our way home. We'll figure it out.
All right, be safe, and I hand each of them 5 gold
Oh, more than generous. Thank you, sir.
for lodging and meals and whatever you need.
So they're like, please, and they kind of head off one at a time. They kind of look awkward, kind of walking around the town, but you see 2 guys go into the tavern, and then the other guy kind of waits outside for a couple of minutes. And you guys start heading back down the trail to the next town. Anything else you want to do before you fast travel to the next town?
I'm gonna cast pass out trace on us so that we can get from one spot to the other without being noticed.
Okay.
Want to inquire about the skull more. Ask Hector if he's seen that any other symbols like that. If he's noticed anything different around town or anything.
Not around town. I'll keep my eye open, but just those fish people we fought before had this like engraved in their head. Me and Snodlers took a look at it, but it wasn't magical or anything.
So where was that?
We were on our ship going after the ghost ship that had the king of that island nation. It had like his chest on it.
Do you recall where in the ocean we were? About how
No.
far were we offshore, and you know what I mean, like up from Salt Marsh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so we were up from Salt Marsh. We were up. Do we have the map?
Yeah, so Hector, go ahead and make a history check.
Oh, sure. History. Hey.
Yeah, beautiful.
Nice.
So yeah, you recall, because you captained the ship, you remember that you were a few miles off the coast. You weren't really too far from the from the Sword Coast, because Verstad is like the first little like island nation between like the main part of the sea and the coastline. But you were probably I wrote that down, but of course it's way back in my notes. Hold on, let me check. I can get to the actual.
Yeah, I was trying to just remember because I was like, I know it was like, I want to say it was like 2 days past Verstad.
Yeah. Okay. So Verstad was 120 miles from Sean. So then, where you guys were when you like encountered those the Sahaugen were between there and the Emperor of the Waste that you found, which was another 5 days from there. So
I was 5.
yeah, so it was pretty far to the north, but
Yeah.
To the north of 5 days north of which town?
Verstad.
Verstad.
It was that island where we picked up the special fruit for your brew.
Yes.
Yes.
So
if you guys look, you still have the Azure Sea map.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
So like so Hector, like with that roll, like you kind of like put the Sea Ghost where you guys actually ended up finding the Emperor of the Waste was almost parallel directly between the island that you can see that says Kazadur and Neverwinter. So the Sahaugen were probably halfway between like that point and Verstad.
As I'm going over this with Hector, I look at Kolos and ask him if he's had dealings with the Sahelgan in that area at all.
I have no clue because I don't know where any of the places are.
Yeah, like Kolos's nation or city is closer to like is south of Verstad, so I don't think Kolos would have ever traveled that far north.
No.
Because you
The
would have
most-
been basically like parallel to where Saltmarsh was, because you kind of like
So where did Kolos come out of the water and kill the Sahelgan?
that was at Saltmarsh.
Oh, at Saltmarsh that happened. I thought that was up more. But he knows of the Sahelgan, though, right?
Yes.
So what would Sahelgan be doing this far north in the sea?
In the sea?
Yeah, that's where they came from. Right? They're not land dwellers.
Well, yeah, I mean they're fish people basically, just like me,
But evil.
but evil. Yes. I have a feeling, I don't know if it's true or not, but I have a feeling that they're massing an army. To do
You know
what?
for what?
I don't know. But they're definitely massing an army and getting a lot more bold, especially to attack my city.
We need to
How
talk
long?
about
How many? Like, how big was the battle at your city? Like, while we're doing this, I'm just assuming we're walking.
Yeah, you guys are walking. It takes like an hour, so you guys have like an hour to just kind of chit chat in the dark as you're walking up the trail.
I'd say about 100 attacked the city.
Have they ever attacked your city before?
No.
That was the first time they attacked your city?
Yep.
Is your city one of the bigger cities, or is it a small
We have
city?
a larger city than most of the Tritons, but we're definitely not the biggest city.
Do you know of any cities north of where you are? Like, in the Azure Sea?
No.
I'd say he probably
I don't
doesn't
think
know
so.
too much from some of the neighboring. So, like the one thing that Kolos would probably like try. I don't know if this is metagaming or not, but like basically the Tritons are kind of a people that kind of keep to themselves.
Oh, I didn't know if it was like they had like neighboring kingdoms that are like, oh shit, they were attacked such and such by these people before, or like you hear word like on land, if a city is attacked by these group of people, word of mouth gets down, be like, oh shit, this village was attacked, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I don't know
believe-
how the sea works. I'm not from there, so I don't know the way it works down there. I guess my character's trying to figure that out.
Right. As much as I know, Kolos knows, I barely left the city.
So what are you in your city?
A guard.
Just Joe Guard? You're just a random guard? You're not like anyone important there?
Not really. I mean, I kind of am, but not really.
So what?
Seeing as I'm the
What
only
were your
one who
duties
is
there?
guard duty. Literally, that's it. Guard duty.
Guarding
was-
what? Fish tanks?
The wall.
You just guarded the wall? And then they're like, go kill that Sahogan that just attacked us? They sent you by yourself? The guard that watches the wall? I'm not understanding this. Where I'm from, they would send their best fighters after people and not just some random guard standing at a wall.
Haven't you ever seen Game of Thrones?
Unless they sent you to your death. Was that what they were being? Oh, well, we got fodder here. Hey, guys standing doing nothing. Go chase after those guys. I mean, that's awfully bold to send one man. There was 2 Sahogan, weren't there?
There was one. I mean, there was a party that retreated from the city. I tracked them down and killed them all. The last one was at Saltmarsh.
So one man, or Triton,
I'll try again,
killed
yep.
a party of the Sahuagin?
Yes.
And you're telling me you're just a guard to watch the wall?
Yes.
It just seems strange to me.
We might need to borrow some of their elite fighters.
I know, I couldn't imagine.
Dude. Intense.
So tell us more of your city and of your ways, and not know anything about it. I mean, they just have guards watching walls. Is it like a city wall, or is it like a blank wall, like just stare at the wall kind of thing?
Stare at the wall.
Like I'm still baffled at this.
Well, it's just a coral, kind of like a coral reef surrounding my city. It was a naturally formed coral reef, and my ancestors had
So you're almost
settled
like
around
a
there.
city watch. Like
Basically,
we would have a watch watching over, the walls to make sure any invaders came. You would raise the alarm. So you're like a watchman, pretty much.
right.
Oh, that makes more sense than just staring at a wall. I was kind of confused. I thought that it was the alcohol.
Boston, I think it's all your people who stare at walls and see things.
Well, we meditate. It's not really staring at the wall. We'll meditate.
Sure.
So, like, I'll ask. I'm pretty sure Hector has the skull, right? I'll ask for the skull and show him the symbol again. Like, what do you know about this besides he's a giant 60-foot monster?
I
Like-
mean, I got a story about him. I don't know if it's more than just a story. But
Well, what are the stories you hear?
I do know, I heard a story that Dagon tried to attempt to escape the Shadow Sea, his realm of the Abyss. He was ultimately stopped by the god Helm. You might know him as the Watcher. After they battled, Helm disarmed Dagon by shattering his trident and then forced him back into the abyssal plane. And then the rumor is that the pieces of the trident, Dagon's trident, were spread out amongst the sea to make sure Dagon's followers couldn't reassemble it.
So what happens supposedly if it's reassembled?
Dagon returns.
And then what happens?
Well, let's see. We're mere mortals, and we have basically a demon lord, if not a god, attacking our mortal world. What do you think would happen if a god was just to attack our world?
I don't think that'd be that good.
I didn't think so.
But did your stories mention anything about possibly how, I mean, they got to find the staff, right? Is there information?
I know.
Like, would your
I don't.
people, guard these pieces so they didn't get found?
I mean, maybe up in the palace there might be a piece. I don't know. I don't know if our city was ever important enough to hold on to a piece.
I mean, why would they attack you if they didn't think you had something of worth?
I don't know.
What
I mean, that could be it. It could be just they thought our city, because of how large it was, held a piece of the trident.
So, in any of the Sahuagin that attacked your city, did any of them bear the mark of Dagon?
Yes. I didn't pay any attention to it, but yes.
Just trying to wrap my head around why the Sahuagin somehow got that ship back and put the mark on one of the captains of the ship. Like, is there any stories you heard of them somehow resurrecting somebody, or even full ships?
No. No. To be honest with you, the most I know is what I found out after leaving the city about the Sahuagin.
Well, they suck.
Yes, agreed.
Maybe we should talk to our lizard friend some more next time we're back in town. His name starts with an S, but I can't remember the name.
Mm. Well,
And just to let you know, there is nothing for me in my city anymore.
why?
Uh, my father is dead. He was slaughtered in the battle. And then they killed my wife.
What?
Yeah. The Sahuagin did. During
How
the
are you not hunting them? And I mean, I would be. You have no idea what I did to get to the people that destroyed my monastery. I couldn't imagine if they killed my family. Well, I mean, they did kill my family, but not my blood family.
Yep.
I would be hunting them in the sea right now
would
and
make a
not
little more
stopping.
sense why I killed the rest of them by myself.
It does. But
Yeah.
why aren't you in a hurry to get back to your city to mount an offensive against them or find out where they
Because we
are?
don't know where they came from.
To be fair, we did say that we were hunting the Sahuagin, which we are.
Yes.
We just got a little sidetracked.
We're taking a massive detour. Yes.
That's
Yeah,
why
but I guess like so they just appear whenever? Like I'm confused on how I mean cuz here people leave tracks like there's got to be something in the
Um
sea to let you know where they've come from. I
uh
mean if it's 100 of them it's not like they could just
it's
appear.
it's the sea, we can swim.
as a side note, I tap Vossen and point to where our footprints should be, and there aren't any.
Oh,
Sweet.
magic. Shit, touche. Well, we need to talk more on these subjects because it's quite disturbing that your city got attacked and we're having attacks on land. I mean, they did destroy my monastery for some reason.
It was coast.
Well, your monastery is on land, obviously, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I did find out from not the guy you saw me kill, but the guy before that. He was actually running from me. That the Sahuagin have friends that don't come from the sea that worship Dagon.
And I pick up the skull and like point at like friends like this.
Probably. He just said friends. I didn't really give him too much more time to talk.
So maybe what if they hid parts of the trident on land, thinking the Sahuagin won't go on land to get it?
Very possible. I mean, they were ordered to my city by the people on land.
What?
Yeah.
Someone on land is controlling the Sahuagin?
Or convince them to attack me, our city. Yes.
That makes sense. If I had to get something back from under the sea, I wouldn't. It'd be a lot easier to get somebody who lives there to do it for me than go myself. Hire that shit out.
Yeah, but how would they get a hold of Sahuagin? You know what I mean? It's there under the sea, and according to Kolos here, there's no way of finding them. So how the hell?
No, there's no way we know where they are. We don't really leave our city. We have scouting parties, but that's about it. We don't go out and just travel. Nobody really comes to our city.
How do you get supplies?
We have our own. We're self-sustaining. We don't need any supplies.
This
Yeah,
is all foreign to me.
I think you're thinking city as in the human cities, like Seaton.
Well,
that we
yes,
were in.
that's where I've been living all my life.
Right.
That's all I know.
When I say city, I mean just a large gathering of us. It doesn't necessarily mean a huge,
How
built-up
vast
place.
is your city?
Huge. To me, huge. Compared to Seaton, probably a little smaller than Seaton. Size-wise.
So your city is smaller than Seaton, but you're self-sustained and you don't need supplies from anywhere else.
Right. Because we're not packed in like sardines.
Sardines. See, I get it. Huh. Well, this is something we have to figure out. Because if someone on land is somehow getting the Sahaugen to do their bidding, like, how would they even know about you? There's so much shit. I have no idea how, I can't figure it out.
You're pretty much as lost as I am. I've told you just about everything I know about the Sahaugen. Just to make clarification, Sahaugen's a race of sea creatures, not just people.
Well, yeah, if they're a certain race, correct?
Correct. Like Sahaugen, Triton, Merfolk, Colinth.
So it's like human. And then,
Sahaugen.
like that.
Yes. All different races.
Do any other races live in your city besides just Triton?
No.
So your guys are racist, pretty much.
Yes.
Yes.
Fucked up, man. So we wouldn't be allowed in your city because we're human.
I mean, you can try, but I don't think you can hold your breath that long.
There's magic. Look, we don't have... If we could hide our feet prints, we could probably figure a way to breathe underwater.
Oh?
Yeah, we've done it a few times.
I mean, you can come on down and talk to the council if you really want to. It's going to take you quite a bit to get down there. We're pretty deep.
Like a day, 2 days, 3 days, like straight down?
Oh, I've
Just
never swam to the surface before. But I don't think it'll be a couple of day journey or anything like that.
Gotcha. So
And can you talk underwater?
Do you have a way to send messages underwater?
My memory's a little fuzzy on that. Were we able to talk underwater?
I don't think so.
Gotcha.
You were able to like you guys were trying to do like hand signals and things.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a bubble language.
No.
Sending a message underwater.
SpongeBob can talk underwater.
I could maybe do.
Because sea creatures can talk underwater.
Yeah. I
Can Kolos? Can you speak underwater?
Yes.
How does your city send messages to each other? Like, say you're on your wall. How do you send a message to someone not on the wall? Do you just yell?
Word of mouth.
So you just kind of like play telephone and talk all the way down.
Yes. Because,
They
we
use
can't just...
shout.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, nothing. My bad.
You're
You're
good.
going to say shell phone, weren't you, you son of a bitch?
Oh, that is what I was gonna say.
That's awesome. No, we can't just like take a stone tablet and write, I see a Colinth, and then give that to a messenger, because that would take forever.
Well, it's kind of like I had a weird idea. Would there be a way we could send a message to your kingdom and inform them that we're also having issues with the Sahaugen on land?
The only way to do that is to send a messenger back.
I could send an animal messenger, maybe. I don't know if he'd be able to get there or not, but
It took me a few days.
probably not.
Can
do it. I'll do some research. as we're walking.
So, do you know where your city is located above the water? Like, could you sail a ship to where your city is and drop them a line?
I mean, potentially. I
So we'll have
mean,
to keep that,
if it,
just leave a message.
right. If you guys want to head west from Saltmarsh, I headed.
Okay.
I basically went straight east. Little
So you
divvying
could
up, but
you could direct us over your city if
basically,
needed. If
we
needed.
we would probably have to stop so I can swim down to the ground and see if anything looks familiar. But remember, I didn't leave until what? I've been with you guys for what? A week? 4 days? Something like that?
Yeah, probably like a week.
Okay. So I've been gone a week. So I don't know basically anything besides the area around my city.
No, that's okay. I mean, my idea was maybe talk to your kingdom and maybe get a hold of some of the people that know stuff and see what information we can get from them about the Sahelgan.
Also, now that we have a more detailed idea of what we're looking for, we can maybe go back to the guy in Saltmarsh who was like a lore master. Because we were kind of grasping at straws before, but if we could give something a bit more specific, he might be able to help us out.
And then, as he says that, I pull my pamphlet out of my jacket pocket for Candle Creep. I'm like, this giant library is a place of knowledge.
Yeah. We're gonna need a book to get in there.
No, we're not going to need a book. We're going to need some information they don't have. So it can't be something they already know.
Oh, I thought it was a book they didn't have.
So
You weren't paying
technically,
attention.
yeah.
I
So
was
technically,
quite
the
wrong.
pamphlet actually says it has to be a work of originality. So it can be
Yes.
a book, it can be a scroll, it can be a song, it can be
Like, just I wrote you this poem.
it could be a
Kinda.
poem. Yep.
Yeah.
As long as it's deemed worthy. So that's all you get from the pamphlet, basically.
Yeah, yeah. As I show him the pamphlet, I was like, "You don't remember? I remember, and I was fucking shit faced."
Yeah, but you're always shit faced. That doesn't count.
So, well, we have some things to discuss, and I think maybe at some point, if we ever, if we live or get time, we need to maybe see if we could talk with your people if they're not as racist as I hope they're not.
It's probably
mean-
just a logistics thing.
They've never seen humans either, as far as I know.
Oh, perfect. So this would be a great meeting. I'm a great candidate for them to meet up with.
Yeah.
Remember
mean-
when we sail out there, we gotta bring some big old rocks.
How close are we to the next town?
Yeah, I'm, if you guys are done talking, like I'm sure.
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty much.
I wanted to talk to one of the guards real quick and ask them how well they knew the guard that turned into a vampire. If they've worked with him.
Good thinking.
Okay. Yeah. So they tell you like well actually they rotate guards all the time. So personally, I've never seen this guy, and the other guy's like, nor have I. But all I know that is every fourth run, they make sure I forget. Donovan makes sure that he hand selects the guard to drive the lead wagon. So
Who?
All right.
the supply master, Donovan O'Malley.
The guy we got the armor from.
Yeah.
I'll have a talk with him, see where this guy came from, because it's pretty disturbing, to be honest.
When I cast a divine sense, did I smell any other traces of evil, or just the vampire? Because it said every source of evil. I could bring it up in chat if you want to.
No, that's fine. Yeah, just
Okay.
just the vampire.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay, so if you guys are cool with that, yeah, you guys make your way to the next little town that you remember stopping to. Now it's like pretty late at night. Now it's like midnight, and you get to this little little town, and like as you walk down the road, there's like a little like crappy little wooden sign that says "Welcome to Horntown," and it's just like a cattle village. You see like there's these giant like fenced off areas of like hundreds and hundreds of cows, and yeah, as you approach the town, you can smell this is a cattle town, and this has like a large ranch that's like in the central part of the village. Other than that, there's just like a bunch of farms around, and the ranch does have lights on it. Like there's a few like lantern lights that are kind of like hanging up on the porch that you can see as you kind of approach.
Yeah, let's approach this. Let's see if they'll give these guards this last guard, I guess, right? Because there's only one left, right? Or two left.
Just two left.
Two left. We'll see if we can get horses from these ranchers and travel to the next town, or maybe sleep in the woods. Just the three of us.
Okay, so yeah, so you guys like
See
approach
if we get
the
these guys.
ranch, and there's a person working at the ranch, and it's a young lady, and she's like cleaning up stuff in like one of the stables, and you guys approach, and she's like, it's pretty late, guys. You're not here to rob me, are you?
No. We were actually looking to see if you had a couple of horses to sell.
Oh, horses for sale? No, we don't sell horses here. But we do have places to stay. There's plenty of room in the stables. But I guess you could buy some donkeys. We do have a lot of donkeys that we don't currently really use for anything. Other than that, we have lots of cows. But,
Are they good donkeys?
Yeah, they're great. And then she's like, follow me. But she kind of like keeps her distance from you guys as you guys like follow her into this like massive stable, and she points out you got these 4 donkeys over here, and they look like basic ass donkeys. They're donkeys.
All right.
Are donkeys gonna be faster than just walking?
Probably vaguely, like a little bit faster than walking.
I had asked the guards. She said you got a place to stay here, so here's 5 gold each.
Okay. And they just go with the girl, and she's like, hey, you guys are welcome to stay for free. You can just, as long as you're gone by the morning, you just camp out in the stables.
Hector, do you think we should continue on, or Kolos? Should we just sleep out in the woods?
I mean, do we know how far we are from Seaton?
You are still you're like halfway to Seaton.
Damn.
Oh, another 2 hours, basically.
Is there another town between here and there?
There's no more towns. This is like a long stretch now.
Gotcha.
So it'd probably take like a good 3 hours probably to get there, because it was like a 7 to 8 hour travel by foot. So, and if you take donkeys, maybe you'll shave like an hour off. So you can probably get
Either
there
way,
in
we're gonna
3
have
hours,
to. We're gonna have to rest.
Yeah.
Because we're not gonna make it without resting.
I mean, you could push
It's
through
now-
and suffer some exhaustion, but that's completely up to you.
I don't think it's worth it, in my opinion.
We should rest. We should probably not be in the same town as these guys. Just go out and camp in the woods.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. We should head out. Say maybe walk for another hour, and then find a spot.
Okay, yeah. So you guys like make your way and make a little campsite just off the road into the forest a little bit, and you're still a couple hours away. But you figure that in the morning you can make the last little bit of a stretch and get into the southern doors of gates of Seaton. So yeah, you guys can take your rest. But while all this is going on, we'll go back to in the middle of the night. Vatoris and Yuri sneaking around the forests. What were your plans, guys?
try and extract the monk.
All right, how do you want to do this?
Quietly.
I think this is a bad idea. Really bad idea.
I thought it was a bad idea that you just, threw your axe into his chest, but I didn't pass judgment on you. Let me make sure I still have them. Yes, I do. I want to change out of my leather armor into my studded leather armor.
All right, so it takes a little bit of time as you kind of take your armor off, stick it in your bag, and
I'm not going to tell Yuri why I'm taking my clothes off.
you catch.
Fucking cold out.
Yeah, you catch Yuri kind of like glance over at your naked ass for a second, but
I got underwear on.
oh, you don't free ball. Sorry.
Leather armor would chafe terribly.
Studded leather armor.
Yeah, the rivets would feel real nice.
All right, so you put your stealthy black leather armor on.
If nothing else, we have to free him, get him away, and then after that, we'll see if he wants to travel with us. If not, he can be on his own. But I think he knows Vasen, and I think Vasen knows him. So I feel we need to extract him. Do you got any healing potions on you, Yuri?
I think that's a horrible idea. I think we should have just stayed there and worried about it tomorrow. Maybe we should go find everyone else and come back.
He won't be alive by that time. The dude's gonna deal with him in the morning. I asked him if he wanted me to bury him because I was hoping to stash him in the woods, but he said he'll deal with him in the morning, so we're gonna have to. I got him stabilized, but
Could have at least cut him loose.
that's the plan. Are you wanting to come with me, or you want to hold the fort down here?
Are you kidding me? I don't want to miss this.
You-
They're gonna be putting their axe into you next.
I can be quiet. You jingle like Christmas spells. You got any other clothes?
I have my apron.
Absolutely not. I have leather armor. You lost your mind if you think I'm gonna try and sneak into a place you wearing nothing but an apron. How about some leather armor?
I'll go first. I am not changing out of my armor. I'd rather wait here. But if you go out there, you're on your own. You know what I mean?
I can run pretty fast.
Probably sneak back through where we came out.
I was thinking about going around the side. There's a door. He's sitting right next to a door.
You just tell me where you want me to wait. Fuck it.
Alright, we'll sneak up to the edge of the woods. I'm assuming there's woods like just south of here.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing basically is surrounded in woods. So yeah, you can sneak up to like a vantage point right outside, just outside the perimeter of the barn, without having to make any rolls or anything. So you can put yourself up to like here.
Yeah, I'm still on this map.
I mean, there's no sense in sneaking with me, because
Yeah, I mean you can make yourself up to the woods. Walk slowly and quietly enough. Within reason. You know the guard is patrolling around the property, so.
Do I see the guard?
Make a perception check.
can you see in the dark?
No.
No.
I-
So,
I would.
so yeah, you don't see the guard. You do know that he's probably around. So, I mean, don't worry that he's on the map. I'm just not moving him.
I assumed his name.
I'm just gonna keep moving him around, doing his patrol.
But I don't see him currently.
Yeah, you don't see him though. And it's dark, so you don't know if he's out there or not.
Gotcha. I want to stealth. Is this a window here?
That is a window. Yep, that's the window you looked in earlier, and you saw the sleeping giant.
I want to stealth up to that window.
All right, make a stealth check. Beautiful.
Is he still struggling? God damn it, if I thought I'd have fucking put a dagger in his hand so he could get himself out. Man, I'm so stupid.
All right, so go ahead and make another perception check through this window. It's dimly lit in here. There's a little bit of light, so you should be able to see.
Fucking these tens.
You can vaguely see into the corner of where he's sitting as you kind of lean over and peer through the window. You peer over there and you see him he's not moving very much. But you can see one of his arms is dangling next to him. He managed to actually bite through the bindings while you guys were kind of sneaking around outside. But you can kind of tell that he used up most of his energy.
Alright, I want to take a peek around this corner.
All right, so yeah, I mean, you easily enough sneak around and look around the side, and it looks pretty clear down through the alleyway.
Make my way slowly up the alley, trying not to kick any rocks or anything like that. And I want to take a peek out the back.
All right, go ahead and make another
the
stealth
alley.
check.
Stealth check.
Yeah, so you quietly make your way avoiding some of the rocks, and you take your time as you kind of get past the doors, and you hold up your ear to the door just to make sure that you don't hear the guys drinking still, moving toward the door, and you manage to get all the way back to the back corner of the office, and you kind of look out into the darkness, and you see more trees out here, and make another perception check.
Did the guard earlier have a torch with him?
He does have a torch with him, yeah. I should have mentioned that before, because he's human. He can't see in the dark either, so. All right.
Either 10 or 19. I can't get anything different.
So that's nice, though. So you sit back here, and you hear, the whinny of horses coming from behind the barn.
All right. But I don't see, the guard or the light from his torch or anything?
You don't see the guard. You don't see any light. But in the darkness, you can just kind of make out some trees. You can't really see too much, so.
Are they trees or bushes?
Trees. I mean, you're looking up against the moonlight, basically, and seeing the tops of these trees. Otherwise, you're just looking straight ahead and just seeing darkness.
Alright, I keep accidentally hitting W, and it fucks up my screen. I want to make my way up to the corner and peek around the corner.
Alright, do another stealth check, and then another perception check.
Sensing a pattern.
Or performance.
Oh, shit. I saw a P, got excited. My bad.
Yeah, you might want to re-roll that one. Okay. Yeah, so this time you kind of peek around the corner. You see that it's kind of lit up back here. There's a lantern on the back of the barn, and it's illuminating 3 horses at the back. Plus the wagons would be back there, and the 2 horses that you guys had attached to the wagon. So there's 5 horses, 2 wagons, and in the distance, walking over here, you see the torchlight coming through the trees.
Heading towards me?
Yeah, heading towards you.
Are the 2 horses that were hooked up to the wagon, are they still hooked up to the wagon?
No, they're not.
Okay.
So the wagons are empty. They're just 2 empty wagons sitting back here, and the horses are all together. There's 5 of them where we see the 3 horses.
Alright, I'm gonna stealth back into the alley about here. I'm gonna wait. Oh god. Let me make it shit. This is gonna be terrible either way. Yeah, I'll wait here and make sure. I'm hoping he keeps walking around. I hope he doesn't come down this alleyway, and I want to wait for the guard to pass. If he does come, I'm gonna try and quickly, stealthily make my way down the alley to get the fuck away from him. Because I've only noticed one guard, right?
Yeah, you've only seen the one guard.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
come back into the alleyway, hunker down, and hope he passes me by.
Okay, so go ahead and make one more stealth check to hide in the alley. I'm pretty sure his passive is not 18. So this guard, you wait a few minutes, and the guard, he makes his way past you, and you see him kind of like walk, and he's actually like whistling and just like walking past the back of the office, and he's he goes out of sight.
All right, quietly make my way up around the corner to the door that's right here.
Okay.
I want to very quietly and gently try and open the door.
All right, so you go to reach for the handle, and you go to turn it, and the door is locked.
I want to pick the lock.
Okay. Go make a sleight of hand check. Nice. So it doesn't take you very long, and you just kind of slip in there, and you pop it open, and you very quietly creak the door open, and you are just inside the doorway, and you hear the sleeping giant in his bed, and you're standing right next to the almost lifeless body of the monk.
I'm going to pull my dagger out, and I'm going to quietly try and cut him free. He's not conscious?
He's conscious, but barely. He's like as you start doing that, he's just like, he starts like, muttering something. And just go ahead and do one more sleight of hand check. Okay, so yeah, you managed to just like take your dagger and you cut the ropes from his torso that was like he was tied to the chair, and his hands and body is freed. He still has the manacles that are like attached around the rungs of the chair to his feet.
Can I try and lockpick them open?
Sure can. Do another sleight of hand check. Nice. So you sit here and you start like breathing a little faster. You're getting a little nervous because you hear you see Govak. He kind of like rolls over in his bed and like he kind of grunts, and you kind of get nervous for a second, but the manacles pop open and you free his feet from the chair.
I'm going to whisper. It's just barely audible. Can you walk?
Maybe. Then he kind of like tries to put some weight on his legs, and he's really shaky, and he kind of like puts his arm around you, definitely visibly needing help walking.
Alright, that's fine. I'll grab a hold of his arm, wrap my other arm around his torso to help support him.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics check because you kind of walk out the door.
Oh god.
Oh. So you manage to like try to upright him, but as you start walking, he takes a first step and he stumbles back and he kicks the chair, and you hear Govak like, who's there?
I don't say anything and hope he just goes back to sleep thinking he's I don't know. Oh shit, he thinks he's dead.
Go ahead, make another stealth check. Okay, nice. You managed to like calm the situation down. You're like put your hand over the monk's mouth, and you just kind of like hold him up to the best of your ability and kind of like make yourself seem small as you kind of like lean up against the wall, and Govak just kind of rolls over, and you hear him start snoring again. as you kind of take a step and you make your way out the doorway into the open grassy area out here. You got one arm around the monk. What are you going to do?
Very quietly shut the door.
Okay. You gotta make one more stealth check.
So many checks.
So good. And you,
Thank God I have a +10 to that.
yeah, you quietly shut the door and you successfully snuck him out of there.
Yeah, now I gotta get him across the yard back to Yuri so we can get the fuck out of here. Do I see the guard or the torchlight?
From where you are, no.
Alright, I'm gonna take him with me up to the corner. Take a peek around this corner here and see what I can see.
All right, so like down in the darkness, down by like where Yuri is, you can just make out the faint bit of torchlight.
Alright, I'm gonna take him with me down the side of this building. Down that way to the corner here.
Okay.
Where's the guard at right now?
Yeah, so now you see the guard. He's like making his way around. He's just doing his laps, and he kind of ends up near the front of the barn. And he stops. You see him pull out a pipe. He kind of leans up on the corner of the barn, and you see him light up a pipe.
Which way is he facing?
He's facing the road. So he's like
Oh,
up
so
in-
he's
Yeah, he's up in the corner where you can just make out him kind of standing in there. But I guess you can't really see too much anyway. I mean, it's pretty dark out there, but you just make out his silhouette kind of leaning up against the wall. And he's got the torch that's near him, but it's, mostly blocked by the
he
side
uses
of the
it to
building.
light his pipe.
Yeah.
How long does it take to smoke a pipe? You can do that and walk. This lazy motherfucker. I'm gonna keep an eye on behind me. I'm gonna give him a couple minutes, see if he finishes up and keeps his rounds going.
Yeah, a couple of minutes goes by and he just sits down.
Alright, I'm gonna try and take this guy.
Cross over to Yuri. All right, so just make one more stealth check. It's gonna be a little bit higher DC because you're kind of like supporting this guy through the open here. Oh, you lucky bastard! All right, yeah. So like this guy is limping. You're trying to like hustle him across the grass, and somehow you have the gods are on your side as you kind of like support most of his weight and drag his wounded ass back to the little grove of trees where Yuri's hiding.
I'll have to remember to ask Vasan what deity they worshipped at his monastery. I'll have to give him a prayer and a donation for that. I'm gonna be like, Yuri, let's go. We're gonna go back into the woods, carrying this dude until we're a good distance away.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, from here we're just gonna fast travel you guys out into the woods. It's probably about the same time as at night as the rest of the party, so it's probably at least midnight.
Yuri, you got a healing potion on you?
Yeah, I do.
Can I have it? I'll buy you a replacement.
Do you need to heal?
He does.
Oh, fuck him. I don't care about him. As I say that, I'm wiping his blood off my axe on his shirt.
On his shirt.
You're such a dick, dude. I'll pay you for the fucking healing potion.
Does this guy know that... was he coherent when I buried my axe in his chest?
More so than he is now.
So he knew it was me?
He'll
For
probably
sure.
recognize the axe that hit him in the chest.
Not that I really care, but I'm just curious. All right. I'll I'll give the poor bastard my health potion. But man, if I need this,
I will get you a replacement when we get back to town.
if we make it back to town.
We'll get there.
All right.
All right, so yeah, you open his mouth, you administer the health potion, and he seems a lot more stable now. You start seeing like the wounds start kind of like closing up a little bit, and the blood isn't trickling out. And he's definitely hurt, but you can kind of feel, the both of you, that this is the right course of action, and he's kind of on the mend. But he's probably a few hours away from like gaining his like complete coherency.
You just whisper over to him, no hard feelings.
I don't think he's awake.
Yeah, he just kind of he just kind of mumbles something. He doesn't really know where he is right now.
How deep in the woods are we?
You guys are back off the road, probably almost a mile back into the woods from the main road, so, or at least 3/4 of a mile, probably.
And we are. Seaton is west of us.
Seaton is like northwest, yeah.
Oh, so I went the wrong way. Like we exited the southeast, and we should have went northwest.
We should probably go back behind the building and take the horses.
I would think if we take 3 horses, it would be obvious. Was there? Would I know how far the closest village is to us?
You probably do not, because you guys took the road directly from the south down the trade road to kind of meet up at the ambush point.
I meant on the trade road, like the closest one to us. Like seeing one as we pass through on our way to the ambush point.
Yeah, like I said, I think you guys would have went on the opposite road. Like the party went on like the roundabout way on the other side of the trail, which passes through the interior of the land where all the villages are. The coastal road is literally on the coast, so there's not much there. The road eventually that you're on will meet up with the coastal road, and to this point, you've only traveled on this road with the wagon before, with Randall and I forget the other guy's name, Phil and Randall.
The guys we keep leaving places.
Yeah. So you haven't really seen too many villages that you know of along the way. So
that'll teach me not to look out the window of the carriage.
But you do know that you're only a few miles from the main coastal road. But it is midnight. You got a guy who's nearing death, and you guys are probably facing some exhaustion.
I would say head a little bit deeper into the woods. Try and get like, mile and a half away. Bed down for the night. See how he is in the morning. No campfire, and then hopefully they head out before us. What do you feel about that, Yuri?
I don't know. Maybe you guys should camp here, and I should go back.
Go back for what?
Maybe to throw them off your trail.
There's no trail. The guard watched us leave, and he never saw us return.
All right. Well, whatever you want to do. But if we're sleeping out here, you got a spoon with me to keep me warm.
Absolutely not. That's what the bedroll's for.
Fine, I'll spoon with the fucking monk then.
Jesus Christ. He's a monk. He might elbow you in the face.
All right. So is that what you guys are gonna do? You guys are gonna long rest. So
Yeah.
essentially, everybody will long rest now. It's the next day. It's bright and early. You guys, the other half of the party, you guys make your way back to town in the morning, pretty easily because like it's up and about. There's other wagons. There's other people like walking the roads, and there's farmers like moving their like herd of cattle up the road and things like that. So it would be a normal sight just to see travelers walking. It takes you a couple hours. So you guys make your way back to Seaton, and where are you gonna go when you get to Seaton?
Before we leave that the next town, the next morning we wake up, I want to ask Hector if he could send his owl up towards the direction they went to see if they could find our friends, to see if they stayed or if they left. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Also,
That way we have, like we could see, what's going on with them, and you know what I mean. And maybe they'll notice. Have you had your owl out before? Will they notice it?
I have, but it's an owl, so I don't know.
Oh, so they won't know it's you watching them.
Your owl.
Yeah. So yeah, that way at least we know that what's going on with them.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. I mean, you can do that. Like Hector, you can cast your familiar, and he flies around. But I mean, it's gonna take a while. So if you want to like see through his eyes, it's not really gonna benefit
Well, I mean,
you too much,
my thought is, we know that we're like 3 hours from where the attack was, and we know they went north in a direction, up the road, right? So my idea would just have the owl fly that direction to see what is there. You know what I mean? He doesn't. I mean, he doesn't. I know we're gonna have time to walk without him having to go into the owl's eyes because it's a good distance away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So that's fine. I mean, you have the owl fly to the south. You guys are headed north, and
Yeah, you know what I mean.
yeah. So I mean, that's fine. So like the owl is on its way, flying around, kind of in the area that you guys knew where the ambush area was.
Perfect.
And I'm assuming then at that moment you guys are still going to head to the north.
Yes, we're gonna continue to see.
So
I mean, I don't know how far that ranges with the familiar because I'm not a fucking wizard guy.
I was trying to look up the duration of that spell.
So for me, the duration is different. It's I think it's half my druid level rounded down, so it's only gonna be 2 hours by.
Ooh, so that might not even make it.
I thought Find Familiar was permanent unless it's killed.
It's different for druids. It's like a new thing with Tasha's where they couldn't even get it before, but now I can use one of my wild shapes to get a familiar that only lasts a certain amount of time. Or
It might not even work because we're at least 3 hours from the ambush site,
Yeah.
and they're like 3 hours from that.
Yeah, they're definitely.
We don't know, but you know what I mean. That I don't think that'll work.
Yeah,
It's not.
Seems weird to me that druids wouldn't have Find Familiar.
No, I know. I completely agree.
So that, I mean, I don't think they made it that far from where they were. I mean, I wouldn't know. So
right.
yeah, and I didn't realize that your spell wasn't, like a regular familiar spell.
Wasn't super powerful.
Yeah, it wasn't broken.
All right, so we're just gonna put you guys back in Seaton. So you guys arrive at Seaton, and you arrive there like somewhat early in the morning. It's like still 9-10 o'clock in the morning. Where do you guys go once you first get into town?
I want to go back to the house. I gotta shower.
To the ship?
Yeah, that's where my clean clothes are, right?
Yeah. You probably would have left them on the ship.
Yeah. Well, I have to not look like myself. That was part of the whole thing
You
here.
need to be heading to the bathhouse.
That's why I was gonna go to. Oh, we're not in Saltmarsh. Duh, we're in Seaton.
Yeah, you're in Seaton. You're back to where the
Oh,
ship was docked,
shit.
and you came in through the south, so through the south
All right, well,
entrance.
we get here. I'm gonna have someone. I'm gonna go find a messenger and then a bathhouse.
Okay. Anybody else want anything to do? Well, yeah. Like you get back to the ship and like everybody's like kind of like cleaning the ship. The ship looks like it's in great shape. Like it's all the repairs have been made after the battle with the Sea Princes. Argyle is like up on the deck and he's like, yeah, he's actually like looks like he actually took the time to clean himself up. He's showered and the crew is looking pretty good. Bobby the Schlub, he's got like a nice little bow tie on. Like he's like he did some little shopping while he was in town and like the crew looks like they're ready to go.
Nice.
I walk to the side of the ship and jump in the water, reveling in the fact that I can swim again.
Hey.
Like a frog, every fucking 2 hours he has to be wet or he dies.
Not necessarily, but I'd
was
prefer
kidding.
water. But you know,
I thought that was an issue with one of the races.
Yeah, it's like the frog thing.
Yeah.
Oh, the grungs from like that one shot.
All right, so Vasen's gonna go and take a bath. Hector, what are you doing?
A couple things. I want the other guys with me for some when I go talk to the not quartermaster guy, but where-
Supply depot guy, I guess.
yeah. So I'll be doing that in a bit, but I do have some stuff I want to go buy, but it's all just regular stuff. Like I don't want to make everyone sit through my shopping if you know what I'm saying. Like, I just send you a list of stuff then.
Yeah, I mean, we'll say that you go off and do that. You can go ahead and
Okay.
spend your gold if it's all like basic items that you could find in the market.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like I said, I'll send you a basic list of stuff.
Okay, so like while you're off doing that, Vasen's doing his thing. Gotcha. So Vasen's off doing something, and why is this popping up?
Yeah, I'm gonna go find a bathhouse and send a message out.
Okay, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Okay.
Hector, when you go and see the Donovan there, I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah. I'm waiting for you guys to go see him.
Okay, so like you guys are doing like a few errands in the morning while you're waiting for Vasen. So Vasen's gone for like a good hour or so. But by the time like noon comes, like you guys see the sight of Yuri and Vatoris kind of like coming into town with a new friend. You know, he's kind of like this limping, kind of bloodied monk.
What? We're back in town?
Yeah, we're just gonna fast travel a couple hours because.
Oh, my plan was to wait. It doesn't matter now, but my plan was to wait a little later in the morning and then walking along the main road, find a merchant, toss him a few gold to ride in his wagon.
Sure, that's exactly perfect. I mean, you guys make your way up. There's all sorts of like trade caravans up and down the main road. So, yeah, you guys hitch a ride and you get back to town sooner than you would have if you just walked on foot with a limping monk.
He woke up though?
Yeah, he's awake. And he's
good.
He's alert, and he introduces himself to you, Vatoris and Yuri, and he thanks you. He's like, "Oh, my heroes. Let me introduce myself. My name is Fol Hakrut.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Fol.
Let me open up my notes and write that down.
I am a monk of the Temple of Oman. You mentioned Vasen. Is he well? Is he alive?
He is. Vasen is Vasen. He's smelly. He's drunk a lot.
That doesn't sound like the Vasen I remember, other than the drinking, but...
What was his name again?
Fol Hakrut. So Fol is Fol, and then Hakrut is Hakrut.
I was close. I had HACRUT.
And he has similar like wrappings and robes like you've seen Vasen. Obviously, his are covered in blood now and looking nasty. And he's got this pendant that he wears around his neck, and you can see his it's kind of like exposed on his chest as his robes are kind of open a little bit. He's also bald. He's short, rather thin. He's human. He's getting along. He's like healing rather rapidly, but
Is Vossen bald?
Yes.
yep.
Oh, I don't remember that. That's
That
fine.
was very described in the very
I
beginning.
don't. Yeah, but that was how long ago now?
So
Yeah.
you guys make your way back up. So like you guys had like your introductions, and Fall had thanked you guys. Like thank you for rescuing me. Like after my monastery was destroyed, I needed to seek enlightenment. I traveled around and looked for purpose in life, and looked for any survivors that could have possibly still been around from the raid on the monastery. But I ended up finding myself in a little bit of trouble, and until you came along.
What were you doing in that area?
Well, I was investigating this great evil that I felt that was coming from the drowned forest. I found a lake of pure evil. But
Were you on your way to the lake when you got captured?
well, I was a wandering soul, I must say. I was wandering aimlessly through the forest, and I don't know. I lost my will to live, and I just figured if the gods wished me to be taken, my life taken by some hideous creature of the forest, then so be it. But when I made my way out there, this evil has been stronger than anything I had ever encountered in my life. It was just an enormous amount of energy. I saw this blast of blue energy just erupt.
You were at the epicenter? We saw that from miles away.
Yes, I saw it too, but as I approached, I just saw these giant impressions on the ground of footprints or something. Something that seemed to have crawled out of the lake itself, and I had this feeling. I could feel this this horrible disturbance in the key. I can't explain it. It was just this overwhelming evil that it almost would like to pierce through my soul. And nothing has ever scared me in my life until this moment. And I felt I had a purpose again. I needed to find others and stop this source of evil. This is when I decided to head back west, away from the lake, and head back inland. And when I came across the warehouse in the forest a few days later, and I do say I let my guard down as these ruffians managed to take advantage of me and capture me.
Yeah, we're trying to infiltrate that group of ruffians.
Well,
But I saw your medallion and recognized it as the same one Vossen wears.
I very much would like to speak to him.
Well, come with us, and I'm sure he will be at our ship. If he's not there, he should return shortly.
So now, like fast traveling, you guys make your way up there, and you get back to the ship, and Vasen returns a little while after Vatoris. You make your way onto the ship with Yuri, and as soon as you get on and you board the ship from the dock, you see Argil standing on the deck, and he kind of just he looks at you once and just kind of looks away and goes back about his business. And the other crew members are all kind of like nod, and they all kind of look puzzled at why there's this new, strange, bloody monk on the ship.
I will use prestidigitation to try and clean him up. I didn't. If I'd have thought I'd have done that before we left. I didn't even think the fact that he's got a cool scar though that he can thank Yuri for.
I didn't know you could cast that.
Yeah, I have prestidigitation. I have minor illusion, light, protection from good and evil, shield, silent image, and Tasha City Alaster.
Well, beautiful. So you clean his robes as they kind of like shimmer in the light, and then you see the speckles of blood almost kind of like dissolve off of him, and he kind of smiles, and you see this like genuine happy moment from this guy who seems so down on his luck.
Well, hopefully you do not run across them again.
So he's like, I'm sorry if this is too much trouble, but is there any way you could give me something to eat, possibly some bread or something simple? I feel so very weak.
Absolutely. And I lead him to the. Do we have a dining hall?
Yeah, there's like a little galley on like the second deck.
I'll take him down to the galley, get him some food, get him set up, and let him know that. I'll tell him I'll search for Vossen, and if he's not around, he should be on the ship. At some point today. He might even be clean.
Okay, so yeah, like a little while later goes by, and Boston's done doing his things that he was doing in the city, and Hector is back from his shopping trip.
When
All that stuff will look okay.
Yeah, I know that one thing there, Hector. I was like, oh, he didn't mention it. Like, oh.
Yep. I was
Yeah.
I was like just going through my recipes again. I was like, mother.
Well, I'm sure there'll be other times.
I'm sure. This is the thing too. It's like next time I'll remember.
Yeah.
I will.
when Vossen comes up on the ship, I'm assuming Full is still eating.
Yeah. So,
When Vossen comes up on the ship, I'll explain to him that. Or actually, is everyone back yet?
Yeah.
Or are they
Hector,
kind of
I'll
stagger
deal
back
with
in?
one of those things in a minute.
Okay.
But yeah, so like everybody comes back. So like Boston comes back, and you guys all kind of like for the first time now, and you know, in 12 hours or so, that you guys are all kind of back together to discuss what happened. So, Full is in the below decks, and the rest of you guys are kind of on the upper deck, enjoying the sunshine as Vossen comes back to the ship.
And what does Vossen look like? All clean.
You just see this guy, like what was gray before is like this almost like light blue like sash with a white robe, like, you know, the robe is white and like the sash across his chest is like a light blue, which was like gray and black before, all nasty, completely shaven, bicked head.
Big Ted.
Like, I mean, completely different person. Would not tell who he was.
I'm sorry, sir. This ship is private property. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Like, it literally looks like a Shaolin monk just walked out of his monastery for the first time.
It's the I don't recognize him, sir. This is private property. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
I just look up and continue walking.
It takes me a second. Oh, shit.
How was your trip?
With
I see
everyone,
you're alive?
we managed to make it through. I will give them a rundown of everything that happened, and then I will also ask Vossen, do you know a Fall Halkrut?
Like, Vossen just freezes. It's like,
Because
fall?
is that a no?
I thought they all died.
He is not. He is currently eating down in the mess.
I immediately budge past you and just run to the mess.
So you run downstairs and you come in through the doorway and you see this guy sitting at the table and it's back to you, Vasen, and instantly as you approach, he turns around and he has this huge smile on his face and he's like, Vasen, it is so good to see you.
Brother Fall,
And
what happened?
He stands up and he actually comes in and embraces you and like gives you a hug, and it's the first moment of brotherhood that you've felt in a long time, and you kind of like embrace it for a second, and he's like, I am so glad to see you alive. I thought nobody was left. I thought I was the only one after those horrible pirates just desecrated our monastery. Bless the gods.
I too thought I was the only one. After the monastery fell, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so
empty.
Defeated. Yes.
That
and
is
I just
exactly
started
how I
wandering.
felt, brother. I couldn't understand why the gods would punish us and allow our sacred temple to be destroyed like this. I was bitter, untrusting. I'm sad to say this, but I lost my faith and I became weak and I lost my connection to the key. But it has been restored. I am starting to feel whole again, and our joining has got to be a meaning, and being rescued by Vatoris and Yuri has been a true blessing. But brother, we must talk. There's much to talk about.
Yes. Let us meditate first and then talk. Get our souls back. Get our keys straight. Pray to Aman
So he says
that we found each other.
He says, let us meditate. So he kind of like brings you over to the table where he was sitting at, and he climbs up on the table and sits like his legs crossed, and he puts his hands on his legs, and he starts like slowly breathing, and he speaks to you and it says, "Join me, Vasen."
I get up on the table and sit with my back to his, sitting the same way.
And he says, I have been speaking to the headmaster of our order. Even though he has died in the raid, I have learned the way to speak through him. Speak to him through meditation, brother. I can teach you this gift as well.
It has been so long since I fell out of faith. I will try, though.
So you, like, as your back is against his back, like he starts breathing like very slowly and methodical, and like he's like, Vasen, match my breathing. Close your eyes. Clear your mind. Imagine the rhythm of the bell of the temple. Bong. 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 Then all of a sudden you hear this other voice that's emanating from within your mind. You hear, Vasen, I am pleased to meet you. I am Zandaka.
The Master Zendaka?
Yes, my form has passed away 600 years ago, but through the key I have mastered a way to speak to members of our order.
Our order is dead. There's only 2 of us left.
It can be rebuilt, my brother.
Tell me how.
There is much to learn about focusing your ki. When you learn to focus it as I have, and as Fol has, you will be able to become one with the ki, be able to feel the energy all around us, and harness its power. It will help you in seeking out power and energy from great distances. You will be able to speak to those who have passed from the material plane into the realm of the Shadow Sea, also the Abyss. And then all of a sudden, like, you start getting these flashes in your mind, and you start seeing a vision of this massive lake with this fog rolling over it, surrounded by these blackened trees. And this vision, all of a sudden, it rises up in the air about 50 feet, and then, like, rapidly you just, like, splash down into the water, and it feels like you are rushing deeper and deeper into this incredibly deep lake, and you can feel the cold on your skin. As you get to the bottom of this lake and through the darkness, you see this light, this blue light, this crack in the ground, in the very bedrock of this lake. And as you approach this, you see this blue energy just fill your whole body, and you feel this energy like run right through to your fingertips and right through your toes. With your eyes closed, your breathing starts to become a little bit more erratic as you're starting to lose your focus, as this is all new to Vaesen.
Like, my eyes are just fluttering. I'm starting to like have a flop sweat, but I'm freezing.
And you can feel full on your back, and you hear a whisper in your ears, and he's like, "Focus, brother, focus. Listen to the sound." And then you start hearing the gonging of the bell again from the temple, as you start feeling this energy like surround you, and you get this vision of this whirling blue energy that's kind of cycloning around, down, spiraling down into this crack. You feel that this is like this energy is being siphoned from like above, and it's just being sucked down into the ground. So at this point, all of a sudden, everything goes black for just a second, Vaesen, and you see this face in front of you, and it's just these red eyes and these massive fangs, and then this thing just like lunges for your throat, and you feel the pain of these fangs go deep into your throat, and you instantly wake up. And as you wake up, your clothes that were all fresh and clean are soaked, and your skin is freezing, and you feel like you were literally just there at the bottom of this lake, and you can feel the pain in your neck. Oh, there's no marks or anything, but you definitely feel as something had just penetrated into your skin. So you just instantly wake up and full. He is still like breathing deep. And you kind of like frantically look around, and he slowly opens his eyes and turns his head and faces to you, and he says, "Now, you see, my brother, the power when you can harness your ki."
Have you always talked to Master Zendaka?
I was learning this ability when I was at the monastery, but when all the Grand Masters were murdered, I felt like my teachings would never be finished. So while I first started searching for others after the temple was destroyed, I would meditate hours on hours and try to reach out and feel for any presence of Oman. And I felt as if my prayers were answered, at least a little bit, to where I could talk to Zendaka. And now I am glad that I can share this with you. So perhaps the more that we meditate together, we can unravel some more of this mystery that seems to be growing in our land.
Yes, I agree, brother. We will meditate quite frequently. We need to figure out what's going on. Oddly enough, we fought in 2 vampires, and a good friend of mine, Varen, said there was 300 in Saltmarsh.
300, and you see his eyes just light up like, oh dear.
Have you ever seen this symbol? And I kind of like traced it in the air from memory of what was on the vampire skull.
Oh, I have seen this symbol before, although I can say I am no expert in folklore and mythology, but I have seen this symbol as the symbol of Dagon, a powerful demon lord who resides in the Shadow Sea.
One of our companions is a Triton, and he's had told me of stories of this entity Dagon, that he was somehow banished to wherever he was by his trident being broken. Do you know of anything like that?
I am sorry, brother. I don't know much about folklore, but if I were to do any research, I would seek out the Citadel at Candlekeep. It is the only place where you're going to find answers that you seek.
Agree. I was thinking the same. To go to Candlekeep. Maybe next meditation I could see if Sadaka knows anything. Maybe he could help enlighten me in these ways, in
Perhaps.
understanding what's going on. But there is definitely some greater evil happening around.
But Vazan, you must beware. Do not over-meditate. It will exhaust your energy, and it will make you weak if you attempt to contact Zandaka too frequently.
Okay, I will use that sparingly. I will just stick to our normal meditation, unless it's dire.
I hope that at some point we can rebuild our monastery and find more of our brethren.
I have actually done favors for a man, and he said that they would help rebuild when they were up and going.
Oh, this is excellent news. This is delightful to know that th- Oman will be.
I've never given up on our monastery.
Oh,
We will
well,
rebuild it.
you are a better brother than I am, but I feel that I have regained the path of the key, and I shall do my best to please Oman.
It would please me greatly if you would stay with us until the monastery is built.
I will see what I can do. I am not much for ships and water myself, but
Well, I have, well, we, the travelers, that's our group that we call ourselves, of the people that saved you and brought you here on this ship, have a house in Saltmarsh that we use as our headquarters. You are free to stay there. And we have a nice garden out back you could do meditating in at your leisure.
oh, this sounds perfect. I will be forever grateful.
No, I am grateful for you to show me these things I never learned while I was at the monastery. It brings hope back.
At this point, he stands up and he reaches in for this huge hug.
Oh, I'd definitely recuperate that back with him.
And then he says, "Now, if you don't mind, I wish to just take a view, or take in the sights of this ship. I could say I've never been on a ship before."
This is a fine vessel and good crew. Have you met everyone?
I have only met Vatoris and Yuri.
Well, come. We'll introduce you to everyone.
All right, so they go upstairs and everybody kind of gathers around and talks and introduces each other. So
I actually have for you. I'm gonna take the staff off that I got from the pirates, who I assume took it from his monastery, and say that I want to give it back to him because it was it doesn't feel right for me to have it and him to not.
oh, this is great. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Hector. Oman smiles upon you, and he takes the staff from you, and he says, "This will help me in my current status." As he kind of like shifts his weight and uses the cane to help him upright himself a little bit better. Now, if I recall, one of you, and he looks over at Yuri, why is it you attacked me?
As soon as he said that, I just look at him.
Whoa,
Act.
whoa. Calm down.
I lean over and whisper to Yuri, "Told you."
This needs a little explaining, Yuri.
I guess he's the leader of,
The stealing operation.
leader of the, I think he's a sea prince. And he's the leader of the smugglers or whoever they are. He kind of
He's
put a
prince?
I think he's a sea prince.
Yes, I know the scum.
I'm not sure if he is or not, but he was basically trying to get us to murder Full. And Vatoris was too pussy to do anything, so I was forced to hit him with my axe.
Was your intention to murder him? Or just to wound him enough to where he would believe he would die?
Truthfully, I just wanted to make it look like we were complying with the Sea Prince leader's order, basically.
Well, so Full speaks up, and he walks over to you here, and he looks down to you, and he puts a hand on your shoulder, and he's like, "All is forgiven. I understand that situation must have been very, very tough on you, brother. But thankfully, I did not die to that mighty blow that I took from your axe, and I am thankful for you for not finishing me off. Oman smiles upon you as well, my friend."
Well, I did that because I'm so badass with my axe that I hit you in the perfect spot that wouldn't be fatal.
Yes, perhaps a little humility will serve you well in the future, brother, but I appreciate it nevertheless that you did not kill me.
In all fairness, boss, and I healed him after.
And so that he just takes his
If-
hand off your shoulder and he bows, and then like uses his staff to kind of again uprights himself and kind of walks back to out of the whole picture, all the dynamic of you guys kind of all confronting Yuri.
Yeah. If Brother Full forgives, so shall I. It's the way of Aman.
I just look over and smirk at Vatoris.
I roll my eyes at him. And then I ask, "Is Oman your god?"
He is.
Is there a temple to Oman here?
Yes, the monastery was of Aman.
I mean, is there one in this town?
No.
Was that the only monastery?
In this area?
Yes, that is the only monastery in the area. Most of the people that live on the coast here worship Prokan, the god of the sea.
Aman is more of a prophet than a god.
Gotcha.
Anyone else have any information on the trip? Anything pertinent to what should be told to the king?
I think we should go see the think king first or quartermaster first.
Quartermaster.
Well, yeah, the quartermaster for sure. He does the hiring.
Yeah.
Because I think the king said he's going to run that operation. We still have to. Me and or Yuri have to go back, I think, tonight to see what else. Maybe we can get information on this meeting that's supposed to be happening in roughly a month. Hopefully, there's not going to be more shit involved.
How did you guys get away?
We told him we were going to walk back. We left, and then I circled back around, got full out, and then we camped in the woods. Hitched a ride back with a merchant. I will say I do not believe me and Yuri should go back to the quartermaster, just in case someone recognizes us. Because a few of them are riding back to town today.
It'd be a good idea to stay out of sight.
The Vatoris better stay out of sight.
Taurus is in different armor. Someone never changes their armor, so someone should stay on the boat for the day.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know if Yuri should be seen with us.
No, I do not believe me or Yuri should be seen with you guys.
So it's about noontime. What do you guys want to do?
I want to go see the quartermaster guy.
How much are potions? And I'll hand someone some money to pick up a couple potions for me and Yuri.
I will. Brother Full's still on the ship, right?
Yeah. He's
I'll just hang out with Brother Full.
because he's planning on like going back to Saltmarsh and finding a place to stay. He's not much of a fighter as maybe Vasen is, but
We can give him a ride back. We'll be back at some point. And Vasen's already offered him a place to stay.
exactly.
Yeah, I'll just hang out with Brother Full, and because I haven't seen anyone from my monastery, so I'm just gonna hang out with him.
Yeah. So like while you're doing that, like you guys will catch up on some stuff, and he gives you a few more details, Vasen, about like his journey, kind of like wandering through the wilds, like looking for enlightenment, and he does tell you one thing that I forgot to add. He stopped by a town that was near that lake. It was the town of Damarel, and so he starts telling you like, oh, I stayed in this town, and it was quite peculiar. When I noticed in the middle of the night, wagons would come from the east, and they would come to the town, and then they would go back to the east. So after I felt like there wasn't anything going on in Damarel, I followed the wagon tracks, and that is what led me to the lake. And the tracks themselves.
So wait. They came from the east and then went back to the east?
Yeah. So he followed the tracks, and they led right to the lake and just disappeared.
Oh, everything disappeared.
Yeah.
The cart, everything?
The cart and the wagon tracks, yeah, everything just stopped at the lake.
At the lake. So I'm assuming the lake is east of Damarel.
Yes.
Good.
So that's one thing I forgot to tell you in his little story. All right, so you guys going to the supply depot?
Yes. Before we take off, I'm gonna get some money from Vatoris.
Okay.
He wants some health potions. Have we bought health potions in the city before?
I don't think you've bought any potions in the city because I don't know if there was any potion making. So like the one thing you've learned so far is that like potions are not really common.
Gotcha.
The
Well-
recipes to make them and stuff are found in the bookstore, but there's no like vendors that were in the market
thought we-
district.
Oh wait, no, I thought we bought some. No, he made those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hector's been making the potions.
Yeah, so I'll see if I can get.
I'll give you. Do I even have a vague idea on how much they would cost?
I mean, Hector might have a vague idea, and he would let you know because he's been buying like the materials and things for them, so he would roughly know the cost of certain levels of potions.
Yeah, so I can only make the base ones, and they cost about 25 gold worth of ruby, or well, not rubies, but of gems. But I have some of that blue glowing rock I'm going to try and use. I don't know how much of that to use, but I'm going to see if I can make some health potions with that.
Well, I'll give you 500 gold, and then buy. Calm down, I'm not done yet. Fucking getting Yuri with the money signs in your eyes. See if you can pick up a couple healing potions, and then bring me my change back.
Okay.
So that's now removed from my inventory and added to yours.
Damn. Okay. 500 gold. Add. Damn, son. Okay.
Yeah, because that is one of the things that, Hector, you do know how to make healing potions. I don't know if you have all the necessary ingredients.
Well,
Now, mushrooms.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't be too awful hard to get, but I don't know how rare they are.
Right. So
My thought is that Hector would know like how much the materials cost, but they might like mark it up stupidly if it's that rare.
yeah, he has an idea of the stuff. But Hector, you can make a like a survival check or nature to figure out the like where you could find the mushrooms.
I was in the woods. I could have looked for mushrooms on the way.
I was gonna say, I actually have a spell prepared to locate plants. Can you cast that instead?
You can, yeah. What's the
kinda
range? Let's see.
Like 5 miles.
5 miles. Okay. Yeah. So the mushrooms that you're looking for come from like rotting trees. So they are definitely not found near the coast. But 5 miles to the south, where you guys came from, like in the wooded areas, yeah, you do get the feeling of the presence of plenty of mushrooms.
Okay, I wasn't sure if somebody in the city had some to sell. So,
But yeah, the city does not. I mean, you have not seen, because that's not a common thing on the coast. It's mostly like fish products and things like that.
gotcha.
They maybe have some more things than what like Saltmarsh has, because Saltmarsh had like nothing.
Right.
But yeah, so traveling like south and southeast, like inland more, is where you're gonna find more of these items that you seek.
Okay.
All right, so you're heading. Who's going to the supply depot?
It's me and Kolos, right? Because nobody else can be seen, and Boston wants to stay with his friend.
Yep.
So it's just the two of us. We're gonna go see Donovan O'Malley, Supply Master.
Okay, so it's a pretty short trip. You guys just make your way up to the docks over there, and Hector and Kolos. Again, it's early in the morning, or it's about midday, so like things are booming again. Like they bring all these wagons in, they're unloading ships, and they're like packaging all these wagons up that they do their shipments. They have daily shipments, and they have their large monthly shipments that you guys know of now that you did the raid on, and you approach, and again, here's Donovan O'Malley. He's standing in the center, kind of directing the traffic, and there's workers going all about. There's a few guards here and there, just kind of overseeing things. And he notices you guys again. After being this is the second time he's seen Kolos before, feeling that he offended him the first time that he met him. He stops what he's doing and he looks up and he actually walks over to you guys as you approach him in the main warehouse building. He's like, boys, welcome back. It's strange seeing you again. What can I do you for?
I was hoping we could talk in your office again.
Sure. Come right this way. And then he yells out like, "Hey, Larry, hold the fort down." And he brings you guys into his office and closes the door. And he sits down. He's like, "Whew, it's a busy day already. It's a lovely day, though. The sun is shining bright. I feel like we're going to have an excellent day of production today."
I hope so.
How about you guys?
Well, we had some success last night.
Oh, great. Did anybody get hurt?
Yes.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Do I remember the guard's name who died? Or the one who turned into a vampire?
No.
With these guys for like 8 hours that day?
With who? Sorry. I didn't catch that.
I was with them for like 8 hours the other day. Like, we were traveling around, like, dropping stuff off. Like,
I mean, would you guys? I don't know if you would have. I mean, like, so far, like, you guys barely know each other's names as travelers, so I don't know if you would have really cared what these random guards' names were.
I'll just describe them. Like
I'd say I'd say that would make more so sense. Like, oh yeah, that goofy guy with the with the limp.
The guy with the face tattoo. Like,
yeah. That's too bad. Oh, Julio and Nazim.
So it turns out Nazim was a vampire.
Oh, that's terrible. A vampire. It's like the things that suck blood.
Yeah.
I thought they were only in, like, the legends. This is ridiculous.
It'd be so much easier. I was wondering where you picked him up from.
Oh, yeah, he was just a guy. We get a lot of guys like Nazim that just come into the city for work, and the king tells the commander to send guys here and send guys there, and I was under the impression that for our supply routes that we were given some of the better soldiers, but I guess not.
I cast Divine Sense.
All right, go ahead and post that. Okay, yeah, you don't sense anything evil in your immediate area.
Can I make an insight check to see if he is being totally upfront with us?
Sure, go for it. So as he's talking to you, you see him keep looking away, and he seems to be sweating a little bit. Like, you're getting the idea that he's not completely telling you everything he knows.
I mean, I don't know this because Hector did that, right?
Right.
Okay.
So I was going to say to him that I was under the impression that you handpicked your lead drivers.
Oh, where did you get that idea from?
I was just going around. I spent like a whole day with your crew the other day. I was talking.
Yeah, no, sometimes I do. Like, if I see some potential in some of the guys that come in, but that guy over there, he looks like he'd be good at driving and wouldn't get everybody lost. Geez, I'm real busy right now. And he gets up and he grabs his clipboard and puts his glasses back down. He's like, I really got to get going. He heads out of the room and you see him yelling Larry, I told you, move that box over there. And he starts kind of yelling orders a little bit as you guys are sitting there like dumbfounded that he just like walked out on you.
So I'm just gonna lean over to Sarge and say he's holding out on us, but I can't figure out what.
Okay. I mean, I could have cast his Zone of Truth. He still would have been able to deflect it, but it would have been just obvious that he was deflecting.
Yeah.
But if you know he was deflecting, then what was the point? What would be the point?
Exactly. So I'm thinking we just let this one sit for a bit and we keep an eye on him the best we can. Check later, maybe when there's not so many people around. I don't know.
I mean, I won't be in the room, but you can bring him on the ship and introduce him to Yuri.
I feel like that's a very blunt tactic that we may have to do.
It's just an idea. I think I've been hanging around with the dwarf too long.
Yeah. So is this office like? Is there windows to where I can see him outside still?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And he doesn't mind us just being in here, like hanging out.
No,
by
he
ourselves?
just bounced and he's like out, like you see he's physically like busy. He's like, you know, it's a super bustling thing. The supplies, all this main supply port, everything's coming through this guy.
Is there anything like obviously sitting on top of the desk right now, or not so much?
Not so much. I mean, he doesn't have anything on the desk. I mean, he has a desk, which you can assume there's drawers and stuff, but other than that, like he doesn't have anything out other than like his quill and some blank parchment.
Okay. Ooh. Can I top roll of the top sheet of paper?
Sure.
With me?
Jack some of his parchment. He won't be needing this.
I just want the top one, so I'm gonna see if I can do a scrub on it. See if I can come up with anything.
So make a perception check, Hector. Actually, both of you guys can.
Alright.
Oh no.
Hopefully, Sarge rolls better.
Nope.
Okay, so well, the 13's not terrible. All right, so you guys are sitting there, and for just a second, you see somebody come up to the window, and kind of look in at you, and then it's this guy. He's kind of like dirty looking, and he looks like a worker. He looks in at you, and then he like kind of like looks like he's gonna come into the room, but then he decides not to, and he just walks back out into the into the floor where all the other workers are.
Gotcha. Real quick, I'm gonna summon my familiar, make it a spider, and have it like a small one, and have it follow that guy. And we're gonna leave.
Okay. All right, so you guys get up and are you gonna like leave or?
Yeah, we're really yeah. I
Yeah.
think we're to the palace, right? That was the next stop.
Yep. Go talk to the king.
Yep. Give him some updates.
All right, as you're leaving and your spider like follows this guy, how does that work? Does your spider let you know what's going on, or he's just following him until you use the spider?
Yeah, so he's just gonna follow him until he basically gets splatted, or until I use him, or also he can like alert me if there's like weird. I don't really give him like a reason to or whatever, you know what I mean? But like, you can be like, oh, if there's like danger, alert me or whatever. But
Okay, so so you guys start heading out, and then all of a sudden, like as you guys are heading out, though, you hear a voice just say, "Hey, over here."
I look and see who it is.
Yeah, and you turn around real quick, and you see the guy that you had seen previously, and he kind of ducks off back behind the building, like behind like a box, or like a stack of crates.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll follow him. Heads up, Sarge. Hopefully this is not trouble, but this often leads to trouble. So just get ready to run if we have to.
Sounds good.
So you guys kind of approach around the back of the box, and you see this guy. He looks super nervous, and he's like looking left, looking right. He's like looking around the box. He's like, nobody saw you come over here, right?
think so.
Hmm.
I'm gonna send my spider to go be lookout.
So
I'm not
he's like,
that
well,
close.
let's just say I see you guys have been in here twice now. You were talking to O'Malley. Um, uh, he- he's in trouble, isn't he?
No, he's not in trouble. But he might be, well, not from us anyway, but he might be in over his head.
Well, maybe not. I might have some information, but I gotta tell you, I have a sick boy at home, and I could really use the coin to get some medicine to deal with the fever. So anything you could do, maybe I could help you out in return.
One day I don't have fucking minor restoration. Yeah, yeah.
Hang on. I can go to your house tonight after you're done working, or whenever, and I will heal your son.
No offense, but I don't want anybody coming to my house. There's too many eyes already. I can't put my family in any more danger. Some gold ought to be enough, just so I can buy the medicine he needs to keep the fever down. Or maybe I just have to walk away. Maybe this is a bad idea. I don't know. And he starts like nervously like pacing.
Just take a deep breath. Let it all out. And just tell us what's going on. And we'll help the best we can.
Make a persuasion check. Oh, so he physically starts like sweating bad. He's like, I don't know. This is a terrible idea, and he starts like making his way back into like around the corner, like back around the opposite way that he came, just to not be seen, to get back to work.
Dang. I'm just gonna remember that guy's face and have my spider keep following him. Sorry, Kolos. I'm not very good at this.
That's alright. I don't like giving strangers gold.
Yeah.
So you kind of like lose him in the crowd, and he goes back to work. But the spider, it's kind of like doing its best to like make its way like along the walls and up the ceiling. But he's definitely like moving all about and hard to track. But
Yeah. This probably only gonna last like a couple hours anyway, so I think we'll leave him here for now. We'll go see the king and come back when the place isn't so busy. Maybe it'll be easier to get some answers.
Sounds good.
Should have maybe considered that before we barged in here in the middle of the day. But, next time we'll do better. And we're gonna head off to see the king. If we can get an audience.
are you going directly to the palace?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Walk around so it's here, right? So we'll go like out this way.
Yeah. So the palace is literally like right around the corner.
And just go
Take the long way.
take the long way around the block. Check in on that old lady, make sure I didn't give her a heart attack the other night.
Yeah, you just see that lady. She's just like sitting on her porch, just like people watching.
Everyone thinks she's crazy now. She's just saying it's a big old.
It's that crazy lady that saw a panther. Okay, lady.
Uh-huh. But yeah, pretty much, fairly direct. We'll get right there.
All right, yeah. And, as you walk up, the guards again they stop you at the gate, and then they recognize you again. Like these guards have seen Kolos before. It's the same plate guards that have royal guards that were standing there before, and they kind of just nod their heads and they open the doors for you guys as you enter, and it's pretty quiet in here. There's a few people like talking to the king as you guys kind of like wait your turn, and you hear the king just make a decision for these people and tell them like, well, this is what I will do for you. It's going to cost you 5 gold, but we will increase the wattage of your house and try our best to help you maintain the property and some sort of property issue these people are having. And they look like they're fairly poor people. And you hear the husband like talk over to the wife. He's like, I don't know how we're gonna come up with 5 gold, but we'll figure it out, honey. We'll figure it out. And she's kind of like crying a little bit, and they walk off. And the king notices. He goes, "Oh, Hector and Fishman, please come forward."
Oh, we walk up as I try not to laugh.
I walk up, just brush it off. That doesn't bother me. He's royalty. I kneel and bow my head.
Oh, enough with the pleasantry. Come, I owe so much to you both. Come, tell me, how did the undercover job go?
It's still ongoing, but so far, so good. Well, fairly good. We ran into a small snag.
Oh?
Yeah, it turns out one of the guards working for you was a vampire.
A what?
I know, right? I I have the skull like in my bag. I kind of like peek it out a little bit so you can see it, but like don't flash the whole court.
He looks like what the fuck is that? He's another one. He's like, what? I thought those were only things of folklore.
I wish. This is like the 3rd one.
In all my 80 years that I've lived on this planet, I have never once seen something like this. This is insane. Let me take a better look at it. Bring it out, Hector.
Sure. I'll walk up and sort of hand it to him like in the bag still. So it's like, again, I don't want to like flash the whole court, but.
And so the only other people there's a few like the secretary and people that are like that help out with like the basic running, like his hands, but there's only like 3 people there, and his little sidekick guy, I forget his name now though.
Yeah.
Shit. I lost it. But anyway, he's helping. He's like kind of stands back because he's like super skittish anyway. And he's like, "What? Is that a real vampire?"
Yep.
Well, so Scotty looks at it. Well, I don't understand where a vampire comes into this whole plan of this doesn't even make any sense.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't part of the plan. It was just one of your guards was a vampire.
How would a creature of darkness get a job as a royal guard? We need to do a better job of screening these people.
Well, yeah. So we've been poking around trying to figure out where this guy came from, and we haven't come up with anything yet. Who does your hiring of all your guards? Is that somebody we can talk to, find out where this dude came from?
Oh, it's the head of the military, Commander Jenner. I suppose you could talk to him.
Yeah, that would hopefully be helpful, and figuring out where this guy came from, because we don't even know, like, so far we haven't been able to find like next of kin, or like if he was like not the person they hired, if they've been infiltrated, or where this guy came from. You know what I mean?
Yes. Speak to Commander Jenner in the military barracks, which you guys know on the map is right behind here. This is like the military area.
Gotcha. I'm gonna look over at Colo, see if he's done his thing yet.
Oh, which I haven't. I was going to do on the way out.
Okay. And then just go up to the King Scotty and be like, can I have that back, though? We're not quite done with it. We're still investigating.
He kind of's like, oh, but this is so interesting. Yeah, I suppose. And he gives it back.
Thank you.
Well,
This is...
he's like, well, keep up the good work, Hector and Kolos. You thought I forgot your name, but I did not.
All those smiles, nods his head.
We'll keep you updated as best we can. It's probably best if we don't come by very often for the next little bit, though.
Sure, it does get lonely here, but, if you think that's best.
Yeah, we'll be by much less frequently, but just know things are in the work, and so far, they're going in the right direction.
Excellent. I am glad I hired you to do this job.
Thank you. Thank you for your faith. And we'll turn to go.
Yeah. I stand up, I bow again, and as I turn around, I cast Divine Sense. I don't know if you need me to put that back up.
No. It's,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, you don't sense anything evil anywhere around you.
All right, good.
So you know the king is not a vampire.
Yeah, but I was checking to see everybody in his court, too, so...
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
You don't know if there's vampire guard.
Yeah, the few people that are around, yeah, everything seems legit.
Yeah, I guess. As we're walking out, I want to take a quick sec to look through my spider again and see if I can find, see if either Donovan is acting suspicious or if he's left, or if we've still tracking the other dock worker.
Go ahead and make a perception check for the spider then.
Sure. I actually don't have spider stats. You want me to use mine, or?
Yeah, you can use yours. I mean, I can look it up real quick, but I mean, spiders have a lot of eyes. You would think that they have a pretty good perception, but
It's weird too, cause like, I mean, that's like in the whole.
yeah, they don't have anything extra to their perception, but it's fine. You could just use yours.
I was actually thinking the wild shape, not the familiar. So yeah, we probably should be using that.
But anyway, I mean that's fine. So, the spider manages to catch up to the man, and he's currently like all by himself, and he's taking a leak behind the main warehouse, like just like into the water off the dock.
We were like 100 feet closer. I'm guessing I don't have time to like sprint over there and like catch him when he's outside.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be done pissing by the time you get there, but
Sort of figured.
but he's still technically outside. You don't know how quickly he's gonna go back inside, but
Right. I'm just gonna have the spider keep an eye on him, and I guess we'll go track down the master at arms. Or was he commander?
yeah,
Commander Jenner.
Jenner, yeah.
Yeah. We'll big gate, I assume, or
Yeah, it's like a big walled entrance way, and there's guards that that are lining the entire perimeter, and you can hear like inside the walls like them doing like military exercises and stuff. But so the guards stand and they just say, "Where are your papers?"
The papers, Josh. The papers.
I didn't get any papers for this. I'm gonna actually give him the thing that the king gave us before that says like full cooperation.
Sure, you can try.
I mean, it's the best thing I got, so I'll produce those.
Yeah, so they look at them, and a couple of guys, they all stand around and they look at it, and they're like, the travelers. let me ask the commander. So, send a runner. And you see like a guy like run back through the gates and run, and the other guy looks back over. He goes, "This may take a couple minutes. The commander is a very busy man."
That's fair. Also, we've come at rush hour, and that's kind of our bad. We've been doing that all day.
A few minutes goes by, and the guy comes back, and he's like, "Oh, the commander says it's fine. Let them in." So you guys enter, and like you could come into the courtyard, and Commander Jenner is standing there, and you've actually met him before, Hector. He was part of the raid on the Sea Ghosts originally.
Okay.
So he recognizes you, and he's like, "Oh, we meet again, traveler. What is it I can help you with?"
Well, we were. This is kind of a long story, but the short version is we had this guard. I've forgotten his name already. I didn't write it. So we were part of the caravan that got attacked last night. That went out south of the city. I'm sure you're aware about that whole thing that was going to go on.
Yes, I send my best men to go out there all the time.
Here's the thing: the lead driver turned up.
What was that?
I just like open the bag up and go, "Yep, yeah." Teeth and
What
everything.
the fuck is that?
Turn into ash. This is Vampire Skull. This is the lead driver that was hired on last night.
Not from here. I wouldn't set a creature of the night to work security.
Yeah, here's the thing. He looked human. I was with him like all day. I didn't notice until we got attacked, and then he just sort of started going crazy and just biting people, like everybody. Like
This
pirates.
makes no sense. I personally oversee every single recruit that comes through here and has to be assigned by me to whatever post that they are sent to. What was his name? Who was this guy?
I don't remember. He had like the face tattoo.
I don't think I have seen anybody ever come through here with a face tattoo. It's against military tradition.
That makes sense. We're thinking that whoever you sent out last night to be the lead driver got offed, and then this dude took over. Because there was also some strange cargo. Didn't make sense. It didn't fit with the rest of everything else. So we're thinking that he, at some point, switched out with your guard.
Well, this is quite a predicament. I don't know who else. The quartermaster or the supply master is the only other person that would have the authority to do such a thing. Have you spoke to Donovan O'Malley at the supply depot?
He was extremely busy.
He's a very, very busy man, a hard worker. He's a great man.
Do you have... Is there anything I could say to him that might make him take a little more time with us?
I don't know him very well personally. I know he moved here not too long ago from Saltmarsh. He was married, although I've never met his wife.
Was?
I don't know much about him, but I've only seen him at the supply depot. But most of the workers say that he's a fun guy. That's all I know. Sorry I can't be more of a help than that, but
that's plenty. It'll get us somewhere anyway. Just keep an eye on everything. Everything's going sideways at the moment.
well, if anybody could crack this case, it would definitely be you, travelers.
Thanks for your faith in us.
Now, if you don't mind, I have drills to run.
Sure. Yeah. I got nothing. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn and walk away. Something else, Carlos.
Nope. I don't think it's any point to cast Divine Sense. He's
Yeah.
standing out in the middle of the sun.
I'm gonna take a quick peek in again at the docks, see what's going on.
Okay, so now like it's probably a good hour has gone by since you just kind of walked around and talked to these guys, and it's a little quieter because it's lunchtime, and you see like there's a lot less people working, and even Donovan, as you kind of like just walk through there, Donovan, you kind of like look through the windows, you see Donovan sitting at his desk, and he's eating his lunch. And you start scrolling around, you see like a group of like the lowly kind of workers, like the dirty guy that you noticed, the dirty guy that you were following with your spider. He's sitting around with a couple other guys, and they're just like eating like crackers and some looks like some hardtack or some like really like flavorless food for lunch, kind of in the corner on a couple of crates. A couple of them are sitting there, and they're like rolling dice and playing some sort of gambling game.
Hey, Carlos, what do you think about this? We go get medicine instead of gold. Give this guy.
So go get like another potion of healing,
Yeah, or whatever they have in the town for
fever, or whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
They'll also tell us if he's on the up and up or not.
Exactly why I said I'll go to his house and heal his son.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Or if it's just a bribe, you know.
Yeah. I mean, either way, I'm not totally above bribing this guy if it gets us what we want, but I would like to know what it is up front. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, all right, sweet. Let's go into the market district and see if we can't find some health potions and whatever they have for like fever medicine.
All right.
Syrup.
So you walk around the market, and you find a little. Again, there's no like potion shops, but you do find like an ingredients place, like a place that sells like salves and like herbs and things like that. So go ahead and make a nature check or medicine check, whichever I guess would work for you, or survival. Any one of those you could make work. So you start looking around, and you have no idea really what you're looking for. This old lady, she's standing there, and she has all sorts of different things in vials, and there's like some dried leaves of things like hanging from the ceiling. And you're not quite sure what you could use as like a medicinal aid.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll just walk up and ask him, like, hey, excuse me.
Yes, dearie.
Well, my nephew has a bit of a fever going on. It's probably nothing serious, but I was wondering if you had any sort of medicine for him that I could give him.
Oh, yes, we have things that could cure him. And you see her kind of like look you up and down and look over your shoulder at Kolo standing behind you. Yes, this stuff right here. And she kind of like points her hand up at some of these like roots that are hanging off the rafters of her shop. She's like, oh, these right here would definitely do the trick. You could grind some of these up, and you add a little bit of water, and it goes down pretty smooth, and it will definitely bring down a fever.
How much is it?
It's just 1 gold piece.
A whole gold.
A whole gold.
Whole gold.
Are you mocking me?
Listen, it just seemed like a lot. That's all. I pull out a gold piece.
Oh well, perhaps you don't care about your nephew then.
I mean, it's not like he's my son.
Well, yeah, fine. Let the little fucker die.
I take the root and give her the gold. And can I see if she's like being on the up and up, or if I'm just getting taken?
You can make an insight check.
Kolos is just standing there like stunned right now. At Hector.
Insight, there it is. Took me a second.
So you have a very good suspicion as you're paying your 1 gold, and you look around at some of the little signs that she has, and there's nothing that's more than like a silver piece at the most expensive ingredient that's even in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's a fair price. You won't find this root anywhere else. I promise you that.
Right in front of her, I'm just gonna cast the same thing, like locate plants and animals.
For the same plant.
I mean, it's not gonna do if I was just for like. Actually, no, I'm gonna do it for because I actually needed something else. Coltsfoot flower.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast it for that.
Okay, yeah, and she has that as well. You feel like she has, like the stuff that you bought is called thistle root, and the colt's foot is also like right next to that. It's a similar sort of thing. It's like a kind of like a dried leaves, kind of like bundled together with like a piece of string.
Gotcha. So this takes like verbal somatic and like component pouch. So like as she's standing there, like I clearly cast like a fairly decent spell.
Okay.
I look right at the other root. I pick the container up and I go, "Can I have this one for free?"
For free?
For free.
Oh, why would I give you something for free? I'm just an old woman looking to make a living.
Yeah, looking to make a quick living. I just paid you 10 times what this was worth.
Well, yeah, I gotta eat. I have 13 grandchildren that I need to support.
Of course you do. So do you want me? Do I get my change for this one, or do you want to give me this one for free?
Oh bloody hell! Just take it for free.
Have a nice day. I tuck them in my bag.
You as well.
After we leave the shop, I turn to Hector and go, "You would let your nephew die over a gold piece?"
He's not my nephew, and also I would just heal him. Because like magic and stuff. Same way you were gonna. Well, probably not the same way, but close enough. Let's get out of here.
So not much time has gone by. It's only been like 20 minutes, and by the time you get back to the warehouse, the lunch is over, and they all start. You see, it's kind of busy like it was before. Everybody's getting back to work.
Ingredients, sorry. Because I will forget everything. So is the coltsfoot flower, what was the other ingredient we got?
So you got thistle root,
Thistle
which will help bring down, and some medicinal, help bring down fever.
Okay.
And colt's foot, which is used for other stuff.
Yup. All right. Perfect. This dude's like back inside.
Yeah, and you guys like actually kind of stand there, and you see him now that you've seen him several times, so like you can see him like he's working.
Gotcha. I just want to hang out by like the back dock, kind of out of direct eyesight of the of Donovan. Kind of want to not let him know we're here again, and see if I can get this other guy's attention.
All right, just make a stealth check to see if you can kind of blend in.
Ooh, I'm not great at these.
All right, well, 5 for you. What about Kolos?
Oh yeah, he's not gonna blend in at all. Fuck.
But he still blends in better than you.
Blue fish man.
But
Blue fish man with blue and black armor.
right.
Yeah.
But you guys still end up like sneaking in there. You're not totally unseen, but Donovan doesn't notice you. But like the guards do, and they actually like wave to you when you come in.
I just give him like a quick wave and just like keep walking like through to the back, and try and find Dirty Worker and like motion him back towards the alley we were in before.
All right, yeah. So you like call over to him, and he stops what he's doing, and he waits until he puts like a crate down, and then he sees a moment where he can just kind of he sneaks off and meets you out back, and he's like, changed your mind?
So here's the thing. I went and got medicine for you.
Oh,
I pull out the jar of coltsfoot flower, or I'm sorry, the
thistle root.
root. And I just hand it to him.
Oh, well then I'm a man of my word, and I will uphold my end of this bargain. I appreciate this more than you know. Poor little Billy. I was so worried that the fever would take him. But anyway, so by the way, the name's Liam Minkle, at your service. And he takes his hat off and he bows to you.
Nice to meet you properly, Hector.
So
Almost.
oh, very nice to meet you. I'm not one to normally extort anybody for money or this sort of thing, but you know, times are tough, and well, so anyway, I know. Get on with it, Liam. Get on with it. So I think it's a little strange that Donovan has been acting. He's been acting strange himself for a little bit now. I think it's since his sister went missing. He's been acting really weird. He used to be a lot of fun, and he would often join the boys for drinks after work, you know. But the last few months he's been keeping to himself more and more. But I don't know. I've seen somebody talking to him at night when I was supposed to go home. I forgot something one night, and I came back to get it, and there's this hooded figure. I didn't see his face, but he was kind of hiding in the dark, hiding in the shadows, speaking to Donovan in a low tone. I couldn't quite hear what he was saying, but I got the feeling it was something shady, so I tried to not be spotted and made my way back home right quick.
Gotcha. That is very useful information.
But if I were you, I would press Donovan for more information. He's really a nice guy, so and I think you could really get to him. Just maybe put a little leverage on it.
Yeah. Hey, what was his sister's name?
Oh, his sister's name was Mina.
Say Mina or Nina?
Mina. I think she was some sort of clerk for the town guard in Saltmarsh.
Oh. Gotcha. Is he still married?
I think recently his wife passed, and he's been down on his luck. The fever got her as well.
Is this something that's going around the whole city?
It's been happening, yeah, more and more. I feel like the fever is spreading. I don't know, it's some sort of sickness, but the past few months I've heard more and more friends and people that have been taken to the grave too soon.
Gotcha. Thanks for your help again. I hope everything works out with your son. And I hand him like 5 gold.
Oh, well, bless you, bless you. And he takes it, shoves it in his pocket, and he runs back to work.
All right, what do you think? We go talk to Donovan now, or you want to try and catch him talking to somebody late at night?
I think if we confront him about his sister, do you think that is what the vampires have? I'm assuming he's talking to a vampire. So, is that who the vampires have leverage over him? You know what I mean? Might have to go do a rescue situation.
There was a woman we were looking for in Saltmarsh. The name rings a bell. Is that her?
I mean, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, Colas would know, but
Yeah, memory. We searched someone's house just to bring her up to speed. When we got there, we couldn't find her. Didn't really find any trace of her. I think it was a vampire that got her, and then the vampire left Saltmarsh potentially because we spooked him, and then we haven't seen him since.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go talk to him.
Yeah, actually, that'd probably be a better idea than waiting around at night.
are
'Cause you
scared,
don't-
you're scared of vampires?
No, it's got nothing to do with that. Because it might not be tonight that the vampire comes back. We might have to wait a week before the next vampire comes back.
A month. What a terrible waste of time.
Exactly. So if we go and talk to him now, we can probably get this going a lot faster than waiting for a vampire and attacking him by ourselves.
Corner him in his office, play good cop, bad cop, or
Just corner him in his office, say the word or the name Mina, ask him if that has any effect on him or whatever. I don't know how you want to word that.
That's what you want me to.
I will. I feel like I could be very persuasive and charismatic.
Nice.
Okay. Good luck. And I cast. Nope, not that. I'm gonna cast Eagle's Splendor. So you have advantage on charisma checks for the next hour.
Perfect.
So you're the lead. I'm following you.
All right.
Donovan in his office.
So where's Donovan now?
So
Do we see-
Donovan's still back in the warehouse. He's not in his office as you guys enter. He's kind of walking about. You see him talking to somebody, and they're looking at like a shipment. They have a crate open, and he's kind of inspecting stuff, and he looks puzzled at what he's looking at, and he just starts shaking his head.
We're gonna walk up to him.
Hell yeah.
All right, so you walk up to him, and he's like, "Oh, guys, back again?"
Yeah, we want to talk to you about your next shipment tonight. Can we talk to you in your office real quick?
Jeez, I'm so busy. I don't know why you guys have to keep bothering me so much. I can only spare a minute, just a minute. Then I'd appreciate it if you just stay away.
It's not a problem. This will only take a minute.
Okay.
You can time it.
So he follows you guys this time as you kind of lead him to his office, and he's like, "Okay, well, what's this about?" And he's not sitting down. He's kind of like near the doorway, just
Yeah.
a little nervous.
I walk in and I close the window.
I was gonna say I'm gonna close the window.
Yeah. I walk in and close the window.
Okay. What's this
I
about?
turn around, tell him to take a seat. You're gonna want
make
to
a
be
persuasion check.
Alright. Is it all
All.
charisma checks?
The next hour.
Alright, perfect.
Okay, so he's like, okay, and he kind of like pulls his shirt down. He's like, okay, and he marches over and sits down in his chair at his desk. Okay. So you said will only take a minute, right?
Yes. What happened to Mina?
And instantly his face just like goes pale, and he's like, Mina, I don't know I don't know a Mina.
I loudly, well, loud enough so he can hear it, cast Zone of Truth. That's
Okay.
more or less like a intimidation thing. Now I want to ask you again. Who's Mina?
And he's like, Mina's my sister.
Okay. Where is she?
I wish I knew. I fear that she's in a lake, held captive by these evil fiends, these vampires.
Did you just say a lake?
Yes, a lake in the drowned forest. I don't know. It's a very large lake. I don't know.
It wouldn't be like east, southeast-ish of here.
To the southeast, yes. How
God.
how do you know of this? How
You don't want to know.
I do. And he starts like crying. He's like, I just need help, and now I feel that her life is gonna end, and my life is gonna end. I've lost my wife, and I don't know. And he like starts standing up.
I put a hand on his shoulder and tell him everything's gonna be okay.
No, you don't understand. They're everywhere. They're watching us. We're all gonna die.
I need you to relax.
Go ahead, and make a persuasion check.
Yep.
Okay, so he like takes a deep breath. He's like, what is it? What is it you want?
Nothing. That's all we need to know. Just keep doing business as you normally do. When they come and talk to you, you do not mention this conversation.
It's too late. Badri's gonna know. He's gonna come. He's already gonna know. He's gonna slice my throat. He's gonna drain me of my life.
Audrey?
Yes, Badri.
Who is he?
He's a vampire. He works for the Shroud of the Abyss. Vampires that seek to gain power in this area. They kidnapped my Mina. My only friend, the only family I have left. They said I have to do what they say or they'll kill her.
Just pretend like we talked about tonight's shipment. And we were seeing if you were running later.
It's not gonna matter. She's probably already dead now.
You're probably talking to the only two people in all of Seaton who can help you.
Well, I'll tell you what I know. I was approached by this Badri, this sinister fellow. He told me I must keep a blind eye to the first wagon on every fourth shipment headed to Salt Marsh and on the supply runs. I was told I must let the wagon pass the inspection and not look in the first wagon. And they would supply their own driver. And again, I was to call off my driver and replace it with theirs. This Badri, he's no joke. He's young. He's got this large tattoo on his neck of this thing. It's his open mouth with all these sharp teeth and surrounded with black tentacles.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
You have. This. I don't know. I fear that we will all meet our doom sooner than we all hope.
Well, probably just keep doing as he says, and we'll try and do what we can without getting you involved. more involved.
It's gonna be too late. They have their spies everywhere.
I don't think it's going to be too late.
Well, I
Ha-
hope you're right.
Have some faith.
That is the one thing I don't have anymore. The gods, they piss on me. It ruined my life. I have no faith. And then he just breaks down and puts his head like in his lap and he just starts crying.
Listen, we can't leave until you pull yourself together. Otherwise, they will know something's up.
And he's like, seems like, yeah, you're right. I have a job to do. My duty calls. And he picks himself up a little bit, and you know, you can noticeably he's been crying, so he stands up and pulls his shirt down again and tries to fix himself and look appropriate, and he says, well, I hope you're right, and maybe you can help me, but if not, maybe I'll see you in hell someday.
Nope, I just had a brain fart.
It's all good. I had one of those yesterday or last week.
Yep. I literally just had what I was gonna say to him. Hang on. Okay. As he stands up, I put my hand back on his shoulder and tell him that we will get his sister back for him. Not all hope is lost. But as you walk out of here, make sure you're annoyed with us.
And he just kind of like shrugs you off. And he walks out and he makes like a big scene. He's like, he throws his arms up. He's like, whatever. Ugh. And he like storms off back to the guy that's got the open crate of the wrong fruit that was shipped. And yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So I have a nasty suspicion that we're going to have to travel to the lake pretty darn soon.
Yeah. Yeah, like tomorrow?
Something like that. We gotta get back to the ship and talk to the other guys, let them know what's going on.
Yeah. Fuck, we don't have any potions either. Fuck. Okay, those only take a day. This is kind of I don't know if it's gonna work or not. But I'm gonna cast my Find Familiar again, make it an owl, and tell him to go get as many mushrooms as he can. The fly agaric mushrooms, and send them off in the direction I know that are at. And hopefully he comes back with something to meet me on the ship.
Okay.
I don't know if he's gonna have enough time or if he's gonna be able to find them, but I gotta try something, so that's what I'm trying.
All right. So yeah. So your owl flies off, and you guys head back to the ship.
Yep.
So we get on the ship. I don't know what everybody's doing, but again, it's only like afternoon, so like you get up on the ship and then you see some of the crew members. They look like noticeably bored, and as soon as you get on the ship, Argyle comes up to you, Hector. He's like, "Captain, we're ready to shove off of whenever you give the command, sir."
Yeah. It's probably gonna be soon, but not today.
Oh,
So, sorry about that. You can have shore leave the rest of the afternoon. Go in shifts.
aye, Captain. He goes and he relays his message to the crew.
Yeah, we go catch everybody else up on all of that stuff.
Okay.
Fuck.
So what you're saying is we gotta go swimming tomorrow?
I mean, I'm all for swimming, but not in a lake of evil.
I'm down for swimming too.
Okay.
Oh, really?
What about if you weren't wearing your armor? Would you still be down for swimming?
If I was bare-assed, I'd still swim.
You mean you'd sink and walk on the bottom?
No, because I wouldn't have any armor on at all.
He's calling you dense. I think.
Oh, we've already established that I float.
So what's your guys' plan? I mean, because we're gonna end it here. So like, you guys are probably assuming you're not gonna do much for the rest of the day. And Hector, though, your owl doesn't have to fly too far, just outside the city limits to gather some mushrooms.
Nice.
Oh, but he only comes back with one mushroom.
Well, that's all right. It takes 24 hours to make a potion anyway, so I'll
Right.
get this.
Speaking of potions, did you buy any?
Couldn't find any. I got very few ingredients to make more potions. I hold up my little fly or little mushroom cap and it's like, if you see any more of these hanging around in the woods or any more of this, I hold up that other root that I bought before, or yeah, from the shops. Like I could use a whole bunch of these. This is what I used to make the potions with.
I'll do my best, but so that mean I can have my money back?
Here you go. Remove 5. Oh, I need to remove 5 gold. That thing that I did, and then 1 gold for the shop. Okay. Inventory management.